on.
Oh my god, of course he is.
I mean, it's an important thing to distinguish.
That is so his content. Like, ugh. I love that man so much. And we're live a few minutes early.
Hello.
Nice.
I'm live.
Hello.
Hello. Live.
I'm reading the most recent Jujutsu Kaisen chapter.
It's a good thing to read.
I will be watching it later on with a friend.
And what the fuck?
Yeah. I've heard it's a weird one. Oh. We really do be in the end game for that series.
Which one?
JJK.
We're in the end game for like about half the magazine now.
Honestly, true. Let's just go in and see if we can clear this with my main team.
JJK.
Yeah. We'll go here, here, here. And here.
And now for the Yo's fam chapter.
Yeah, Yo's fam sent us in game. MHA, One Piece technically. But One Piece has years to go.
I think it's only got like about 3 more years.
No, literally no.
Well, how many more years do you think?
At least like 6 or 7.
You know what? I will honestly laugh for a whole day straight if that's the case.
I mean, just look at how long arcs now this become. Just Wano.
Well,
it took how many years?
That took 4 years, but I don't think there's going to be an arc longer than Wano. Like, I mean, Egghead's only been like 40 chapters.
Yeah, I'm not saying about Egghead. Egghead is like Zoo. It's like the.
Well, then we've only got Elbaf, then Laftel, and then the war after that.
What, Luke? Why only those two? Why not there's never one?
Yeah.
You are literally talking the war against the world government. Then Blackbeard still, then we still need to watch Shanks versus Ruffy, so Ruffy can prove himself as a pirate. Should I continue with things that we still need to happen? Anyways, I bet on 6 to 8 years and I will be off. I'm sick. Everybody have a nice stream.
Alright.
I'm getting drunk.
I mean, I could say 5-6 years.
Yeah, but Oda said like that he wants to wrap it up, and he's very he is screaming like this is end game material.
But
so yeah, we've
been screaming end game material for 3-4 years now.
Ugh.
Fucking my Mission Yosakor family's been screaming end game material since we started the quarterly like State of Shonen Jump stuff.
Yeah. This is why I really want to do like the time skip discussion video, because it's like I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you know this, but Mission Yosakura, soon after its time skip, final arc. Promised Neverland, soon after its time skip, final arc. Dr. Stone, soon after its time skip, final arc. But yeah, so One Piece ending, JJK's ending, Yosakura's ending.
I wouldn't be shocked if Sakamoto will be ending soon.
Undead Unluck has to be ending soon.
Undead Unluck should end now.
My Heroes end. It's like 5 of the series are ending.
Black Clover ending.
But Black Clover is not in Shonen Jump anymore now.
Yeah, but it's in game.
The only series that at this point, I can see going on for now for the next like 3 to 4 years, or Kill Blue, Kagurabachi, Akane Banashi, maybe 2 on Ice, Cypher Academy, News
Ugh.
Exorcist, and Witch Watch. Those are the only ones that can actually see going on for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, probably. Much as I don't want Kagurabachi to last, it will.
It's gonna last. I mean, it's got a color page within the first 10 chapters,
Yep.
within like the first 15 chapters. That's
How
pretty.
much of that was the leaked meme, though?
It was probably the leaked meme.
Sakamoto could keep going. I just feel like it's in that same place that Mission Yozakura family was.
Yeah. But with Witch Watch, because me and Pyjams feel that with the recent development, like they with all those butterflies, that might be a case of like, okay, we're going to spend like the next 200 plus chapters just collecting these things.
Oh God. Exactly. I see that. Yeah, you need those repeat color pages. I don't hate it because of the style of it. I hate it because of how overhyped it was.
Kagurabachi.
Yeah. I was responding to Party Jams in the chat there.
All right, okay.
But yeah, it's odd. Like, because you know we had the leak that really hyped it up so much. And that's not a bad thing.
Hey, Pyjams.
Hey, Party Jams.
Hang on, I gotta get out of the chat. I'm getting. There was a bit of a delay, so I heard you saying hi to me like twice over.
It's all right.
So, yeah, Luke and I were talking about like what series are like basically the most likely to pick up after like these big series are like ending.
Yeah, because I did say I was gonna review 100 Girlfriends, but now, like you said, Pyjams, like maybe it is best that it's Witch Watch because it's got more to talk about.
Yeah, it does, and I mean, yeah, I watched the Dr. Stone review, left like a, my traditional huge comment.
Yeah,
I didn't really go into the time travel though.
I need Pyjams'. We need Pyjams' long stream comments.
But yeah, I didn't comment too much on the time travel yet because I mean, for me, it's a little early. Like, I mean, I could talk about like whenever we do our big Dr. Stone review, like the time machine itself, because I don't know if we ever actually discussed the mechanics of like Senku's proposed time machine before or not.
We didn't.
Yeah, but I think after these next chapters, especially, it would be just good to just talk about time travel in theory in general.
Yeah, in theory, and like Oji did say in one of his videos that if it's not being theorized, then it's not going to be in the series. And like I said in the review, like I did look it up. Einstein did propose the theory of sending messages back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about putting this in my comment, but it also was kind of long already. But Steins Gate is probably the best example of it, what Senku was talking about, because like in Steins Gate, like when they started, when they were first setting up their time machine, they were only able to send like text messages, like very short text messages back and forth.
Yeah,
and that's because their time machine was based on like a microwave magic.
Yeah, and
so
that seems to be what they're going with here with Dr. Stone.
At least at this point, because like what they were saying is they didn't have the fuel source to like send anything bigger back. They only have the energy of the Medusa, so it's all they have at this point.
And like I said, this is just screaming like set up for more of it. Like, there's just no way that they can do the time machine, this whole big mystery that's being set up now about Byakuya, and also terraforming the planets. There's just no way they can do this in 2 chapters.
I mean, yeah, but I also feel like it's also them just like leaving things on the table in case they ever want to come back to it.
Yeah, that's
in
yeah.
the future.
Because, like I said, I would be fine if they did like, okay, we come back every 6 months or year, do 5 chapters, and then go away.
Yeah, and I could see that honestly happening, but even then, I don't know if they necessarily will resolve everything just because they can. Well, number one, you can see bigger series that have milked their stuff for much longer than Doctor Stone has ever done. So if they always just leave a little bit for later, they can just always give Jump can be like, oh hey, new Doctor Stone batch come out.
Yeah,
and I think that's not a bad idea, even though
it's not,
hopefully
because it gives them a chance to like go away, they get their minds fresh, and then they can bring it back. But yeah, so like I said, I don't want it to be like a weekly thing again. Like I'd much rather it be like done in batches, like you said.
Oh yeah, and I feel like that's what we're gonna do. Because like you guys were saying, it leaves way too much of the, well, we milked the hell out of it and now people hate it kind of thing. Like we get with Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia, right? With the movies, especially with My Hero.
Especially with all the spin-offs on top of that.
Yep.
I feel like even when MHA ends, which we'll have eventually, I think it'll honestly just keep living on through spin-offs. Like with JJK, when it's over, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be mostly over, like maybe a special or something down the line. But like MHA, I can actually see being like the next, Naruto, Dragon Ball thing, where they just kind of indefinitely just like use up Horikoshi's IP, which would be bad for him. So I hope it's not him writing it, because his health like tanked a lot. I don't know if you guys saw that huge tweet that was going around at some point, where he was saying like, this is why the chapters have only been like 17 pages.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen. Which is why, because with MHA now, we've only really got like One for All, and then the final battle with Shigaraki, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's it.
And that's good if that's the end of it, right? Because I don't want him to like ruin his health more. Even if I dislike the series, it's not what you want to do. Oh, there's no art worth, basically killing yourself over.
Yep. Oh, sorry, Taylor, were you gonna say something?
Nope, nothing.
Okay. Another reason I jumped into VC with you guys, because I think we were just brainstorming stuff, is I just read like that chapter Ghost Reaper Girl that dropped on Halloween. I knew I was gonna read it earlier, but stuff got in the way, so I just picked it up today with my Monday readings. And yeah, I wanted to know if you guys wanted to continue that at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There was also something else that I suggested. Pyjams, I said this to Vex, is that we do because I don't know if you've noticed this recently, but after time skips.
Oh yeah, no, I heard you say that when I was in the Twitch chat.
All right,
that's what Vex was talking to me like.
All right, because it does seem like time skips have kind of like lost their gravitas, if that makes sense. Because we're immediately like, okay, we've had the time skip, now let's jump into the final part of the story.
Yeah, like I said, I heard you. And like, I mean, a bunch of series have been doing that. Like even My Girlfriend Gives Me Goosebumps. I think you were reading that, right?
Yeah, I was.
Are you caught up, or?
I'm a few chapters behind.
Okay, then maybe I won't say what I'm going to say, because I remember you were behind last time we were talking, so yeah, I guess I won't say anything there. But yeah, there are series that do things like that, so I see what you mean. That's a fair topic to discuss.
Yeah, because we also talked about like what our favorite time skips are, and what are some examples of bad time skips. Promise Neverland.
I mean, like, I think like a nice counterexample to the ones you listed on stream would be like Black Clover, where we just kind of keep getting time skips in Black Clover just to like continue to power up the characters. And to be fair, that is something like older shonens have done. I think Dragon Ball did something similar.
Oh
So
yeah, like Dragon Ball had time skips at the ass.
yeah,
God.
so I mean, there's some, I guess, decent counter examples for us.
Yeah, and I did have one decent counter example because it has done this quite a bit as well in its franchise. And I said this affects Red Dwarf, and it does it like okay when they like want to do like okay we're revamping the how the series operates now. So like the first two seasons are just straight up sitcom, and then it's like okay we have a revamp which it's essentially a time skip, but it becomes more like sci-fi comedy, and then season six is the biggest time skip for the series, and then that becomes more like comedy drama. So it kind of uses the time skips to keep itself fresh and not get bogged down into one routine, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I guess that series also had like a lot of time elements anyway. So
It
I
did.
think it's a little more reasonable to
It
begin
did have a
with
lot
for
of
it to do that.
time elements.
Let's see. That to wrap this. Because I don't have enough high of a level to. Sure.
Yeah, HSR, like it required a lot of like resource grinding, but I mean every gacha does
Oh yeah, for sure.
ultimately. I think I just like didn't like it. Just that some resource grinding is more fun than others. It really just depends how they
Yeah.
handle that, because that really does like kill a gacha if they has bad resource management.
Yeah, let me read this let me read this video here. Not video. Let me read this comment from you, Pie Jams.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's a big
Love
one.
that a little bit.
I love how you gave me credit for Witch Watch here, lol. Yeah, of course.
I mean, the thing is that you suggested it first.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I thought
Well,
that
I
was
suggested it first because I was like debating, like, should I keep it with Weekly Shonen Jump? But then I thought, like, well,
Well, yeah, we
it's
know
been-
that because we've seen the context, but it's just that if anyone who doesn't know the context watched your video, they'd be like, "Oh man, Party of Jams was just like, no man, you gotta read Witch Watch. It's so good."
no, because I do love Witch Watch. I do.
Well, I mean, I know that. I'm just saying from the context of the
Yeah.
video.
You gotta
Okay,
give
if you
that
watch-
context. Because not everybody that's any of our comments watch all of our contents.
We do see how
Or
Senku
in our
meets
Discord server.
meets Taiju
Right.
and Yuzuriya in the anime. Yeah. But it's more a case of like, how did they like? Yeah, he meets, but how did they like become like best buddies sort of thing?
Yeah, no, I got that, and
'Cause you-
I'm definitely for it. I'm just saying that we did technically see how they met.
Yeah, because and I did say this in the video, like it's kind of Senku and Taiju's relationship kind of reminds me of Billy and Jason from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. How Jason
Yeah,
is
you
like,
mentioned that.
yeah, the stoic like tough guy, and Billy's the geek, and it's like you wouldn't think those two would be best friends. And yeah, and as much as we like to bash on Taiju sometimes for not being the sharpest tool in the shed, you have to remember Vex as well, that he did come up with the idea of like, hey, why don't we use grapes, because wine comes from grapes.
He's still
So
a
he
horrible
does
character.
have he does have some intelligence.
I mean, yeah,
But
I think
not on
that
the
they
level of-
exaggerated him a little bit later just
Yeah.
to like help. Like,
Right.
because one thing I've noticed, and I think I first made this connection as a kid when I watched Spiral. It's like a really old anime. It was on Funimation. But like, I noticed at that point is like when you have like a really smart character and you want to make them look like extra smart, you kind of pair them off with the character that's not as smart. And they did tide you to an extreme enough that it helped Senku contrast better.
Right.
But I mean, it's the same thing with like Tsukasa. I think some people tend to underestimate how smart he was early on in the series, just because like the overall arc of Senku versus Tsukasa was Kingdom of Sign versus Kingdom of Might, which makes it sound like it's just brains versus bronze in like the most extreme fashion. And in
Yeah.
some ways it was, but it's not like there weren't muscle or meatheads on Senku's side, and there weren't
Oh,
smart
yeah, there
people on
was-
Tsukasa's side.
Yeah,
so
yeah, and I just can't wait for Wednesday, because in a private DM with a group of people from another Discord server. I'm going to be starting streaming Dr. Stone for them as well, so I'm looking
nice.
forward to that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so let me get back to your comment. They didn't even do anything here since they got married. Yeah, that's kind of a major bummer with Taiju and Yuzuriya. They haven't, but again, like this chapter was more focused on Sinu being like, "Oh no, this is not what I wanted in the world," and now it's come to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, I did like that because, like, while Tsukasa, you could argue, had a bit of a change of heart after, like, he saw what science could do for his sister and, like, the world that they built, like, in the last chapter of the series. And, like, I mean, Ibarra is just a statue, you know? Zeno really didn't change all that much.
That's actually something that I was, because I had to go and do something today, because we've had a bit of a problem with a squeaky little friend getting in our house, and we finally caught him. So I went to release him, and then as I was doing that, I was thinking about how Ibarra could be brought back into the story.
No,
because
that's an interesting way you came to that.
He's because we captured it. We captured the mouse in a box, which could be attributed to petrifying him in stone. But no, it would be
at least he didn't dip the mouse in resin.
Yeah. I'm not cruel. I'm not cruel. We caught him in a box, took him far away from our house, and let him loose into the wild.
Oh,
and Sangetsu's been busy today, so that's why he couldn't be here. He's just messaged me. But I would want Ibarra just to react to how the world has changed since being petrified. Because he's the only villain who's never been unpetrified.
That must be difficult.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we got Rui and Chrome married, which everybody was obviously expecting that.
I'm glad they just like did it now and didn't like save it for like, oh, we're gonna get married like at some point. Because the way Chrome went about it in the last chapter, it made it seem like it wouldn't be until the time travel actually happened. But yeah, they just got the blueprints done.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Songetsu.
Heyo.
No, I have a friend.
Yeah, we go back. Yeah, and I'm glad you're in agreement with me with Senku and Kohaku's future because it's not going to be romantic. It's going to be more pragmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Which I feel like is the best for that kind of relationship. Because Senku, like we've been saying, he has no romantic drive whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a strange thing to throw in there. Like,
what is?
Like the whole romance
that's fine.
Yeah, because everybody forgets like Senku when he had to kiss Kohaku on Cheshire, they were both physically discussing like this, like, do we have to do this? And Kohaku, like, just go along with it, Senku, we will not talk about this ever again.
And yeah, they really didn't.
And now a potential like romance for him.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think it's gonna be like I just show. I love you, Kohaku. I love you, Senku. It's gonna be more like, okay, yeah, we're married now. We can get the kids. We can teach them the ways of science and might.
Yep. Oh
Do you think they need to do something with like Luna, considering she was brought up also in the discussion?
Yeah,
because I feel like that is just not going to work out, so they kind of need to just address it.
Like I love that Chelsea is just like, okay, are you team Senku or team? Are you team Luna, Senku or team Kohaku? As for Byakuya, okay, let's read this. As for Byakuya, I do have some thoughts.
It's a lot to that.
Yeah, can't see Byakuya petrify himself since no Medusa were there during his. Yeah, because I'm just trying to work my brain around like how this can be Byakuya. The only way I can see him being alive is this is a message sent from a. So you're going for the multiverse theory for Byakuya.
Senku did bring up separate timelines and paradoxes early on the chapter. So if that's just Dr. Stone foreshadowing, it's a possibility. Because one thing at the Time Machine chapter at the very end, and we'll talk, I guess, more about it, when we do our review, is that Senku
Um,
mentioned that the reason he's building a time machine is so it's like, okay, now we can actually save like literally everybody. And so if that happens, and people are like, okay, but wait, if Byakuya is saved, then that would cause a paradox and blah blah blah. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, the only way that resolves,
Okay.
and again, we'll talk more later, is separate timelines.
Okay. Here's the thing that I found with the Einstein. So let me go. Let me send you
Special
the link.
relativity theory, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the special theory of relativity.
Okay, so with special relativity, basically, special relativity is effectively like a theory that suggests that like time dilation, where if you go fast, like speeds close to the speed of light, like you'll experience time differently. And like this idea has been kind of semi proven with like experiments where they just had like time measurement devices and having like extremely fast airplanes just fly around, and there's like a very very slight difference in time, and it's like barely noticeable, but if you traveled near light speed it would be much much noticeable, to the point where if you traveled at the speed of light, like no time at all really would have gone like through Earth practically. And then on top of that, like if you maybe I'll pull up the equation because I thought
Yeah,
we'll talk
I
more
think
about
you
this
have
later,
to. I think you have to explain this to Ann Arbor, because he was like, he was not on. He was not behind this idea of like having the whole time travel aspect, even though.
Well, I mean, in his defense, this equation does kind of make it seem impossible. That was the funny thing when you
Yeah.
were like bringing it up, because the equation of special relativity almost says, like, if you read it the way it's meant to be read, it sounds like time travel is just like not going to happen. That's why Senku was saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, I posted this in March. Okay, that did not come out well.
Okay.
Damn it.
But it does say
Okay,
time.
but basically that
Okay,
whole
go
mess
ahead.
of numbers, I probably should get a better one, says that if you go faster than light, then theoretically you would have traveled
my word.
backwards in time. Oh, this is the equation. I found it.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, let's see if this one
Noragami
works
was
better.
ending. I'm curious how it's going to wrap up, because I'm a few chapters that I need to
Here we go.
reread from this last arc, because it's been so sporadic.
Okay.
But
Oh yeah, me
wow.
too. Because like the second to last chapter apparently came out, and I was gonna read it, but then I'm like, I kind of want to maybe reread the whole final volume together.
Yeah.
Because like it's a lot of good stuff's happening, but at the same time it got very confusing with this like final battle that's almost happening with just like the tertiary characters dealing with all that, and all the primary characters are off dealing with like the final boss while that's happening. Yeah. So
There's
I
just
mean,
so much.
yeah, Noragami's gonna need a bit of a rereading.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying, like, but like it said, it's a hypothetical idea. So it's a theory, but it's not been proven. But like OG said, if
Yeah,
it's
special
if it-
relativity itself is, but time travel, yeah.
yeah, but OG said like if it's a theory that's being discussed,
So,
then it's gonna appear.
For those watching the stream, I have like the DJ on Spotify playing all the music today, because I didn't want to make a whole new playlist. And it's just exposing the hell out of me.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue with this comment of yours, Pyjams. I would say I do like how Byakuya left a message in the main series, and also, yeah, I do like that. I do like that as well. Because it's just like I just find it so, like I said in the video, I just find it so bizarre that these old fossils are just like, yeah, this is just an impossible thing, and you have Y-Man sitting there on the desk.
Yeah, I actually was commenting on someone who posted that on Twitter. That
It reminds me so much of like that scene in Power Rangers Lightspeed Be Rescue where you have the woman going, "There's no such thing as monsters," even though it's been proven time and time
Right.
again.
well, I mean, what I was gonna say with that one is like with the Y-Man, we basically learned that based on what they said, is like there are other species that probably woke up like way sooner than, 3,000 years and were able to replicate their technology, which means that like why man like making fun of human intelligence here. I thought that was like a nice subtle like callback to it's like, yeah, there are other species that would have been way more on the ball with this than you guys.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Also, I like how Sinu hasn't really changed. He still hates the politicians. Anyway, this shot to prove he was right. Of course, he was right. Though I am glad. Yeah. TDL. Looking forward to the Witch Watch. Definitely want more of the OG trilogy. Ships to be well managed. Do like Sinu is still one of my favorites. Oh, he's still one of my favorites as well. But yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I'll probably have to get a giant whiteboard here, and be like, okay, go here, go here.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to deal with that series in particular, and also like if we review like Doctor Stone's, when we review Doctor Stone's like 3-parter, it's gonna be like instead of the TV, I'm gonna replace it with like a fucking like a Red Web style thing. You know, where you got all the conspiracy theory shit going, and like, this can lead into this, and this can lead into this, yeah. Feel like that'd be a funnier way to handle it.
P.S. Not sure what you wanted me to say about semiconductors.
Yeah, you brought up like the comment about semiconductors. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say about semiconductors. Like, semiconductors are an important part of our computer society. But
yeah,
like,
that's why
okay,
graphics cards
okay.
were so expensive for a while, because silicone is like so hard to fucking mine.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, really, really good. Oh my god, yeah. If I did one to girlfriends, I would miss these long comments.
Let's make it quick.
I will say, and we'll talk more about this with the review, but I'm reading like through like other people's thoughts on the new Doctor Stone chapter right now, and I'm glad that like people are being still generally positive about it. Because I remember when Doctor Stone was ending, like the idea of a sequel series was actually pretty controversial. Because like some people, like you were saying in your review, didn't really want the science fiction aspect back.
Yeah,
or like aspect to come in.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a natural step for a sequel because we've had the science reality for the original series, so now we can get into the realms of science fiction.
Yeah, and I agree with that idea.
Like
and I'm very curious, like how my anime only friends will react to like the ending bits of Doctor Stone, even though it'll be like 4 years when we get to that point.
Rules are made to be
I don't even think you'll get a movie for Boyo. I think it'll end up with a like an OVA style thing.
Yeah, unless they do have enough for the extra content that's coming out to make it another season.
Yeah, I mean that does depend on how much extra content we get. I mean, maybe enough for an OVA at the least by the time we're done with.
Well, if we go by this,
like the regular anime, I would assume.
Well, if we go by the length of these chapters and them being like the potential to be like one episode in of themselves, we at this point, because we got the last one with the terraforming, and then we've got these 3 ones. That's easily like 4 episodes for an anime. So if we continue down this trend up,
so that by itself is just like maybe one OVA.
No, but what I'm saying is if we continue by this trend of going
every year getting 4 chapters.
4 chapters, then we could get the potential for like a season that like a Dr. Stone 4D science season, just one overall season to do the whole series.
Well, yeah, but that also depends if 4D is just what this arc is called, because like this chapter was like 1D, right?
Yeah.
I'm expecting the next
2D,
chapter to be like
3D.
And then like I don't know how like what 4D will be unless it's like stay tuned, but
yeah, I feel like it's going to be stay tuned because it does seem like you get the impression that they still really care about the series.
Oh yeah, but I mean I don't see why they wouldn't. But at the same time, they're working on other projects right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Trillion Games doing like really good numbers apparently.
But
it's getting an anime adaptation after already having like live action, which I watched on Netflix. That was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, but OG said like Inagaki's kind of like Hiro Mashima in the sense that he does like to do a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty obvious with how much stuff he's got on his plate, so I just hope the man knows how to rest. Because I
Yeah,
don't know how like him and Mashima seem to be like these fucking enigmas.
He's like an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Like he's not like Inagaki's great, but he's no Hiro Mashima. Where Mashima can do like 4 like different series and play long JRPGs and get like have a healthy work-life balance somehow.
I want his lifestyle in that regard.
Well, is Trillion Game a bi-weekly series?
I'm not honestly 100% sure because I'm not reading the series. I just watched the adaptation. And
It'd be
I'm gonna watch
more
the
up
anime.
my avenue as an IT
I think I
person.
want to say it's monthly, but I could be wrong. Actually, I could probably just find
yeah,
out
I'm-
real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out
This
myself.
song's just for you. Turn up the volume.
Allow me to make a divination.
It
Information.
says semi-monthly. I'm not sure what that means. Semi-month. Does that mean bi-weekly?
Either
if
This
semi-
is twice. Yeah. It's a bi-weekly series. Okay.
All right, so in that case, he could be like spending a few days, like say a week on the Trillion Game chapter, then going away from it, writing down notes for Dr. Stone, and then coming back to touch-ups on the chapter.
But he also is helping out with like the anime and other adapted works of Dr. Stone as well. And I think iShield 21, his like other like really big work, is getting the artist is helping him like make like a new adaptation of that to come out soon. That was like
Okay.
brought up announced like last year sometime. So he has other like projects he is working on.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
So
get.
that's
I
why I
get you.
think at best Dr. Stone would only come out in batches.
That-
'Cause
yeah.
then he could set aside like a little bit of time each week to be like, okay, I need like just 3 chapters for like the whole year or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like that way too because we're not having to grind so much, you know, with all of the stuff coming out.
I mean,
I'm-
I think we also kind of appreciated having tried to produce content ourselves on a
Yeah.
regular basis. And, well, that was not working out.
We got a good chunk for a while, and then it kind of like life got in the way of everything.
Exactly. So it's probably worse when you're like, a professional doing this, like on that kind of scale.
Well,
Exactly.
Did you find the backup power source?
And there's your.
I'm
3
hungry.
letters.
I am hungry for more science. We're all hungry for more science.
I'll give the elevator a little shake.
And
Well,
let's
if you're
see.
hung-
And
well,
I
if you're
think
hungry-
in terms of
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, if you're hungry for more science for Boyo, you should check out the next death battle that's coming.
Oh God.
yeah, see, the other thing I was wondering in terms of like video ideas is like we were on a pretty good roll, I think, with our gaming podcast. And I know Luke still wanted to join us for like one of those at some point.
All right. you can use
So
it now.
that's another potential thing we could do. Right now, I think the big discussion that was announced, like Microsoft said they were going to use their Azure tech to help make some AI tools.
Oh
And,
God!
like, everyone's mad.
Also,
I'm not-
Embracer Groups.
I get-
I put in
again,
general
I'm not-
gaming.
I'm not bloody surprised. I'm not bloody surprised because this is basically the same thing of being like if someone was like, "Hey, I'm going to use an AI to write, say, a TV series or a film or a book." It's like it would spit in the face of all those people who have spent hours and hours and hours of putting their own mind into the project.
Well,
I'm
I was
not
just trying to
as-
So sorry, Vex. What did you say before? I couldn't catch that.
Embracer Group's CEO is also stepping down. I put in
Oh,
general gaming.
okay. Oh, because that whole deal fell through and they were like
Yeah.
in deep trouble. Yeah, makes sense.
CEO,
Yeah, definitely a lot to talk about there, because Embracer owns so much of the industry. That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about. But
It's like the
I
Western equivalent of like Tencent.
Mm-hmm. And Luke, to respond to what you're saying, like I understand, I feel like that's how a lot of people feel, but based on the article that was actually written on The Verge that I'm not sure if people read or not when they were responding, is it feels like these AI that Microsoft's working on are more just like tools for devs to use rather than
Okay.
just like full replacement. But I think it's still somewhat fair to be concerned that, the tech could be developed in a way to replace people. But yeah, I think um, be- because like how sensitive we are about AI with the strikes and everything going on right now, it was probably a bad time to like talk about that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also kind of blame the gaming journalists because they are definitely sensationalizing this to some extent just to get those views.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm not as
Sure.
concerned as a lot of people because it's just being used as an asset here, right? It's not replacing any jobs. It's not really, causing any big hiccup in things. You know, AI is already used
Yeah, and as the
for
article,
stuff.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The article itself even talked about how AI is used like for procedural generation and
Your
other
Radiant Quests
like
in
matchmaking things like
Skyrim
that.
and, Starfield and Fallout. That's all procedurally generated through an AI.
Yeah, exactly. And the weird thing is the article says all that, but I know they phrased it in a way just to get people to like hate share this stuff because that's just what works. So I did want to talk about that just because I feel like that's kind of under talked about if people are this minute.
All right, I'm
Um,
back.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
man.
like that's a big one for the next gaming podcast. I also feel like, obviously, the Embracer one, Sony dropping Twitter support is a big thing for a lot of people because they would share, like, their clips and everything. You can do it natively through, like, you can save it to your camera roll through the PlayStation app still and share it to Twitter and be like, yeah, this is PS5 share or whatever. But it's, like, they dropped Facebook support last year. Now dropping Twitter means like there's no integration with the PlayStation other than Twitch.
Wait, so were they dropping it just because they weren't seeing enough use, or did they not let people sharing?
I haven't dug deep into it. I saw Wario's post about it. Because I
Okay,
knew we
I'll
were
look
recording
into that actually.
the gaming podcast a bit later. But
Yeah, another
probably
thing that I want to talk about in my neck of the woods is like Apple Arcade because like just announced a bunch of new titles that were coming up. And I don't know if you saw my tweet on that day when it was coming out, but it was trending so much that day that like the top trends were like Christmas because Halloween just finished,
yeah.
and Thanksgiving because that is the actual next big holiday, and Apple Arcade. And I'm like, okay, if America, and these weren't just my suggested tweets, I actually checked trending in US, but if like Apple Arcade was trending to that point when like most people don't even know it exists, it was a big announcement. And so yeah, I think that's like a whole topic I want to talk about. As someone who's actually been like using Apple Arcade for like a while, like probably since near launch.
Okay.
So yeah, and also because now there's a Sonic title, so
Yeah, I
that
saw the
makes it more
Sonic
of a
one. I
reason I
didn't
want to talk about.
like most of my Twitter's music related for obvious reasons. So I didn't see a lot of that other than like you replying to a bunch of Sonic people. And I'm like, okay, party
Yeah,
chance.
you probably get a lot of that, and I would apologize, but I mean I have in my description being a Sonic fan for a reason. It's like if
Yeah.
you're following me, you need to know that I will be talking about this.
Yeah, I have RPG Ho and vocalist guitarist in mine on this account. Like, there is a very clear algorithm that gets pushed out because of me.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a Dr. Stone popularity poll I forgot to vote in, so I should probably do that.
So D Grayman is an interesting thing, Faboyo. I would say it's a good story if you're patient as fuck, because it has a very, very Hunter x Hunter-esque release schedule. If you can stick it out, then go for it. If not, I would wait till it's just done, and that could be when Hunter x Hunter's done. At the rate it's going, which could be never.
And also to anyone in chat, sorry, the only Vex is responding. I just turned off the Twitch chat just because there was an echo when I had it open. But I'll probably open it up in a bit after I do some of this research.
And I apologize for being so quiet. I was just handling a bunch of stuff and got sidetracked playing with my dog.
The doggo needs to be played with. I have two insane fur children outside the studio door right now wanting my attention. And they've had my attention all morning, but they're just happy I'm home.
Come on, Riley. Yeah, and I have like a big ass box of I can't say the word around him, but TREATs
Yeah.
right down in the basement, and he's been staring at that box. I'm like, Harley, you already had one.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
based on Wario's tweet, I feel like it seems like PlayStation themselves are okay with game shares because they even say you can have here's some details how you can still share from PS5. It almost feels like the platform itself doesn't want the PlayStation 5 doing it. So I wonder if there's some behind the scenes stuff going on with Twitter/X that they're like, hey, if you want to keep working having this integration feature, you need to pay a fee or something really dumb. And Sony's like, no, we're not going to do that.
That's on brand for Elon Musk.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly. They're really trying to, like, get all the money they can from this app somehow. So, I have a feeling that's probably it.
Screw Musk versus Zuckerberg. How about we get Musk versus Jim Ryan?
I mean, I want just to see Musk get into a ring and get his face obliterated, but that's just me. I still remember like the Diet Soy Jack face he had when he was down at like the Texas-Mexico border. And he had the cowboy hat on backwards, of all things.
All right, I'm back.
What are you taking pictures of?
Welcome back.
Hey.
But
Why do you sound so nervous
So,
all of a sudden? Suspicious.
I don't know if I've told you yet, but well, I know Vex, Luke, and Zangetsu are in my Discord server, so they already know I have this. But on Halloween, I went over to a friend's house to watch the FNAF movie on Peacock. That was
Nice.
alright. And while I was there, Evelyn had like a whole collection of like Transformers figures, including Takara Tomi's Masterpiece line.
Oh shit.
And she gave me her Masterpiece Shockwave.
Oh, nice.
I need to go.
And I gotta say, I am fucking enamored. I have hardly touched Transformers in my life, aside from the D&D campaign I'm doing with said friend, where I am a Jeep with a Boston accent. But as someone who watches Jobby the Hong religiously, this is like a freaking milestone for me.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's freaking huge, too. Like... And, like, a lot of the recent figures in this line are running for, like, 200, 300. Or, if you're MP44 Optimus Prime, you're running for $450. Because they just had to include the trailer with the battle station. And the voice work of Peter Cullen, which actually isn't a bad thing, because God bless Peter Cullen's skullet.
Yeah,
Vex, as a fellow kaiju fan, have you been seeing any of like the Godzilla reviews that have been coming out?
The Godzilla minus ones? No, I have not seen them yet.
Okay. Yeah, they're slowly trickling out just because I think it came out in Japan.
Is it reviewing good?
Yeah, seems so. It seems like it's reviewing very well. So
Okay.
I'm quite excited to watch it. Apparently, according to the sales by itself, it's like already I think outpacing Shin, which is like already a pretty big deal. I woke up to that.
Harley,
So yeah, we're in for a good time, I think.
Harley.
But
Yeah, fun fact about me,
I
I
don't know
can't
when I'll
whistle.
get the chance to. I don't know when I'll get the chance to watch Godzilla, but I would definitely be up for talking about Godzilla at any point.
for sure. Yeah. To respond there to.
'Cause I doubt we're gonna have much discussion with like FNAF between even me, you, and Tyler, even though we all saw the movie, because there probably isn't that much to like really say that not everyone else on the internet has already said.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
Senku's trending on Twitter at the moment.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, like, is he? I mean, I'm seeing that too, but I always am cautious with those kind of trends because, like, Twitter does like tell you like this is what's trending that you might be interested in. So I always check the trending tab. Because like with Senku trending is probably just.
Well, to be fair,
it's just.
To be fair, it's trending. It's trending the not the soccer, the football league. So, and I'm not interested in that. So, I guess so it can't be all what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I feel like they mix things up because like I have stuff like Rocket League, but that might just be because like I have some gaming stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
You are.
And I got rid of Twitter once Elon Musk took over.
Just take a second to respond to chat here for a second. Red and Ann Arbor are doing other things today. Red had his interview, so he's kind of just not doing any content today. We're going to do Digital Circus tomorrow and try and upload it immediately. I know a couple of y'all were reading Blue Period for a minute.
Still gotta watch that.
Is it worth reading on stream?
Sorry, what?
Worth reading
Are you asking us?
Blue Period.
Oh, I haven't read that one. It's been recommended to me by the person you're talking to, so it's on my list for sure.
Okay.
But I mean, like I was saying, like we did it with like Ghost Reaper Girl. We could probably try. We could do another like manga reading kind of thing if we wanted.
Yeah.
It could be interesting to try out some new series, recommend each other stuff.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
I always have like stuff to recommend just from other people.
I know we plan on continuing Ghost Reaper Girl.
Yeah.
So we might
And at
just
some
do-
point, maybe we'll do another Ranger Rejects thing because that's getting really good too. Maybe when the anime comes out.
The Battleizer getting revealed this week.
Yeah, that was so good. Like Luke, I'm pretty sure I must have recommended Ranger Reject to you already.
You've
but,
recommended Ranger
considering
Reject.
how much
Yeah.
you guys talk about Power Rangers.
Yeah, you've recommended.
Gotta try.
I've got to ask, Fex. Does the Battleizer look like the Vipari?
No, it doesn't look like the Vipari. I would
For
love
gosh.
the Vipari to come in.
No, no.
I want
Okay,
Vipari.
okay. I need to ask Pyjams this. Okay, in context, one of the villains in one of the seasons of Power Rangers is a demon who has a car. Do you think that is the stupidest thing ever?
Wait, a demon.
A demon has a car.
I mean, by Power Rangers standards, like I doubt it's the dumbest thing that's ever been done. Just because it's like,
Okay,
I mean, number
yeah,
one.
it's not the dumbest thing it's ever done, but do you think it's stupid that a demon who can teleport anywhere needs a car?
Okay, well, I mean, you have to throw that in because I was gonna say a car is pretty practical, even if you're a demon. But if it's teleporting, then that does kind of take away the reason for a car because cars are a whole pain, themselves.
Thank you.
But
Thank
yeah, I
you.
think it's just merchandising. Ultimately,
They did
It's
not
just
make a
trying to
toy
get
of
some
it.
more toys in kids' hands.
They
Wait,
did
they
not.
didn't? Well, why did they have the car?
Thank you, Pyjams. That's what I've been saying.
Maybe it was something they needed to use from Go-Go 5.
Yeah, maybe. But I just want to look at this tweet here because it's hilarious. Inagaki.
I'll put context in the Chill Zone BC.
All right, but this is the tweet. Inagaki, listen to me. Senku and Kohaku do not need to get married. Meanwhile, Matsukaze and Giru are right there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussions about like how shipping should be done right now.
Well, there's
but yeah,
there's ships for Senku again.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the popular one somehow.
I mean, they
but,
spend a lot of
I was
time
gonna say
together.
something about Dr. Stone. Like while you were gone, Luke, I was actually voting in the character poll.
All right,
I don't think you mentioned that in the review. There's a new character poll.
That was after I only found out about today, so I did the review last night, so I only found out about it this morning. Well, this afternoon when I actually got everything sorted. But how do you actually get onto that? Because I want to vote for that, but I can't seem to get onto the voting page.
Oh yeah, hang on. Yeah, I can send you the link, but someone else tweeted. Like one of my mutuals, Dr. Stone mutuals. Let me see if I can find them. At least I think they're one of my mutuals.
I remember the good old days when I was reading Dr. Stone.
I mean, you say that like
remember-
there aren't new chapters coming out. Mike.
Yeah, you said that. You say that like there's not 3 chapters.
It's not
coming
like
out
it's a
this
series
month.
that's been. It's like, man, I remember when I was a kid reading Dr. Stone. It's
Oh,
like, what?
back in my day when Dr. Stone was a thing.
Back in my
Was it
day.
new chapters?
Yeah, well, that's what
Oh,
we've been
wait,
talking
yeah, did
about
you-
for the last like half an hour, Tyler.
He
Where
did
can I
like
read it?
kind
Where
of
can I
mute
read it? Where
us.
can I read it? Where can I read it?
Okay, calm down. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
doing
it's just on the Shonen
mini
Jump
short-
app, but okay.
miniseries.
Do I really have to break it down for you?
We're doing a mini continuation from where the last one shot left off.
I was so angry. That amount anyway.
Look, Harley, there's nobody outside. There's nobody outside.
Yeah, it was just easier to go to the official
There you go, Tyler.
Dr. Stone Twitter account. Here, I'll send you that.
I've
link.
sent it him.
Okay.
Well, I'm sending you the link to the popularity poll.
Oh, okay.
Well, to the tweet of the official Twitter, which should get you.
Science. Wait, is it on the Shonen Jump app?
It's on the Shonen
It
Jump
is,
app.
yeah.
Oh.
Can't believe we were just talking about Dr. Stone this whole time.
Oh, here we go.
That was like
Here we
half our
go.
discussion.
God,
Well,
this is an interesting mission.
Well, you know who I'm going to vote for first.
You can't waste money like this.
There she is.
Wasting money. Do you know how much hardware was destroyed in the Legion attack?
Suika
And how
needs
many
to be
cables
number
were
one
out
for
of
the
order?
meme.
How is it my fault when
No,
I
I guarantee that since the series ended, because in the last popularity poll, she didn't make the top 10, but that was before we had the little Suika time skip, and I feel like now people should get a lot higher ranking.
Yeah, I think so too. Of course. Well, I guess you'll see my vote in a second. I was going to tweet it out, but Opera did not work with the Dr. Stone popularity poll thing, so I had to
I won't.
open up.
It's Dr. Zeno and Tsukasa.
You did.
Yeah.
I well, how is it not wasting money? We lost that finding device.
1.21 exawatts.
And we could have replaced it.
Ooh, that's a big number.
That is like just an insane number to think about.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did like how
I-
they did bring that up. One of the big troubles with like time travel or any kind of wormhole is just the energy investment.
Yeah, and I basically had Gen's reaction like I've heard of Mega, I've heard of Giga, but this.
Yeah, it
I
kinda
mean,
took
he's
me
the
for a-
audience insert.
It took me a while
Yeah.
to like dig down the rabbit hole of all of that. I'm glad we got the science notes still. Like that's so fucking helpful for somebody with monkey brain like me. And science was my good.
I mean, it's just
subject.
helpful in general. Because like even people who know like science, like not like they'll remember
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, like think about it like
I-
this. A kilowatt is 1,000 watts. And a megawatt is 1,000,000 watts.
The one who stole my encryption key. So he was the one who started. It feels like.
And wait, hold on, let me... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Hard Jam. Go ahead.
Oh, wait.
No, you can keep going. You were just listing all the
Okay.
numbers. That's basically what I was gonna do.
All
Okay.
right.
So wait, There's normal, kilo, mega, giga. I believe peta is next. Like, I forget what comes after peta.
That's
I
a good question.
believe that.
I love on here, like after Fight for Suika, we have her in the color spread where
Don't use metric units.
she
Prefixes.
carves the E equals MC squared onto a poncho.
Okay, there we go.
Which
Mega,
I've got-
giga, tera,
Oh.
peta, then exa.
Ah, okay.
Because I was like, peta should be like, there should have been something between giga and peta. But yeah, I don't blame you for not remembering that. Because again, we don't use those.
Which I've got it.
Yeah,
I've got it.
giga's like a billion, tera is like a trillion, peta is like a quadrillion.
Quadrillion.
And then quintillions when we get to exa.
We needed
Sorry, go ahead.
petabytes to go ahead and film black holes, if I remember right.
Yeah. But what was it? Yeah, I just love the fact that after Fight for Suika, you get the image of her after having engraved E equals MC squared onto her poncho.
Okay,
Which
more-
I could just imagine, like, what was going through her mind then. Like,
Okay,
I've got to
Chad.
cut my finger on this glass and engrave this with my blood.
We have enough.
I mean, yeah.
Should we roll for gotcha now or at the end?
I mean, that's up to you. But if you're rolling, I'm just gonna pull up the stream real quick just so I can see it.
I'll give like a couple seconds for chat to catch up. We have enough, so for one temple right now. We could.
10 pulls are like weird. Like, in like Nikkei, like 10 pulls don't actually do much special, but they're still fun to do.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're being told some, and so we'll do one temple. We might have enough for
Yep.
another one at the end. Might not. So here we go. Give me Sile, please.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I think Sile was like the banner that was going on right at the time I stopped playing.
We got a 4-star.
And I almost came back for
King Lou.
what's the gray-haired girl's name again? The scientist.
Oh shit. I can't.
Okay.
Got trash to start it off. It'll just be
Yeah.
used to level up the light cone I'm working on right now.
I also kind of don't like that about HSRs. Like, I think that's another reason, like, I pulled out just the gacha system.
Mhm.
It has characters and, like,
Equipment
equipment in, like, one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
And
of
that's
that.
dumb. That should be separate banners, and also equipment being gacha is also dumb.
I mean, Genshin does the same thing, but they separate them.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I also hate it in Genshin too. Like, gachas don't usually do that. Some gachas do, but it's a dumb trend, and it needs to stop.
I got 2 4-stars. That are just going to be leveling up my versions of them.
Yeah, and they got converted, so they're just not even good new units. So, oh, that sucks.
Yep.
But that's how it works.
Yeah.
All my Nikkei pulls were also kind of like garbage. I'm still trying to pull for the featured new unit in that game. I haven't gotten her. But I'm not worried because Nikkei has like a good pity system where I'm basically going to 100% get her no matter what. But I'd rather pull her without using the pity because then I can save it for future units.
Exactly. Let's throw this in. Activate.
Of course, you'd vote for Sinu.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, but I've just seen your tweet.
Okay.
What?
Since we have Luca leveled up,
Something wrong?
or Gwen fan leveled up, let's level you up a little bit more.
Okay, so I just read the new Doctor Stone chapter, and
Yep.
Well, we're gonna get Tyler's live review right after reading.
watch me burn it on.
Well, it was surprising, Tyler, that we saw Andrew Garfield at the end, was it?
I know.
That is just going to be a meme now of just like whenever it's like want to say something in case of spoilers. It's just like, oh, well, insert Andrew Garfield.
Okay, but what were your actual thoughts, Tyler?
Go on,
Or,
Tyler. What were your actual?
Because
I thought it was pretty.
I know at least the three of us have.
I thought it was pretty neat. It was really cool seeing Chrome and Ruri getting married, and
Yeah.
it's cool to see. Honestly, I just liked Senku's reaction to Chelsea being like, "Oh, you gonna get married, Senku?"
Yeah. Like,
I'm not just gonna pick out a wife like an object.
And then
honestly,
all his friends were like, "Oh my God, Senku, you're a decent human being." He's like, "How low of a person do you think I am?"
You basically wanted to. You basically said flat out at the beginning of the series that you wanted to enslave an entire village for your own scientific project, Senku.
That is a good point. But yeah, I did like when I was talking to people in other servers about that line. It's like Senku's like, "I don't treat women like objects." Oh my God, Senku, you're so base. It's like, guys, that's the bare minimum. What are you talking about?
right. Literally the bare fucking minimum. The bar is on the floor.
The bar is in.
Yeah,
But I did like that. I almost have to wonder if that's just like it's just Inagaki responding to it's, the online shipping community. It's like, guys, it's not going to be like that.
No. The only way that
now
Senku
for
would be to get his sex drive into Okay, this is a really bad pun here. I apologize. The only way to get Senku's sex drive into overdrive is if that female Senku came into his life.
Okay, that's just extra weird.
That's literally like another level of self-cessed, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I could see it for that.
Yeah, because why else would
What's that, like rule 63 self-cessed?
Yeah, why else would Inagaki or Breach make a female character who's basically cosplaying as Senku?
Well, one, to make us all think it was Senku's mom for like half a second, and two, just for that one gag they used.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should have brought that character back.
They're probably going to bring them
to
back.
Be like, hey, you remember this character?
They're
like,
probably going to bring them
Senku.
back in the next couple of chapters. What was I going to say? But yeah, I think I did. One of my favorite jokes that I made about the chapter is like, yeah, Byakuya will be really important in this chapter. We might as well just start calling him Richie from Power Rangers.
Yeah, God. No. Fuck Richie.
Okay, so for context, Party Jams, Richie was this character in the second season of Power Rangers who was basically put there as a red herring for being a potential ranger, and that's it. And apparently he was eye candy for the female audience, even though even Billy, who's the geek, had a body that male models would be jealous over.
Yeah, honestly. I wish I could
did it work? Did they get a higher number of female fans for that one character?
No.
I don't think it works.
Yeah, it usually doesn't when you try to pander like that.
To be fair, Saban is not very good at reading the room in general.
Yeah, he reads the room.
Well, they read the room. They read the room and thought, you know what? We can spend the entire budget for season 2 on baby diapers.
Okay.
There was just so much craziness in Power Rangers.
Yeah, let's not forget how much the sheet cake budget alone was. Because there was like at least one sheet cake gag per episode for the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
In hindsight, watching back those early seasons is like, There was no direction for this show. None.
Try this on for size.
I'm glad it's more grounded now, at least. Where we're at, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of had to if they wanted to like keep going.
But then everyone's just like, bring it back to the way it was back in the first season.
Has any of those people clamoring for like a return to the original actually went back and rewatched Mighty Morphin?
Nope.
Got it.
Sounds like more business.
Because like I even remember watching that as a kid. Like at that point, I was just like finding like older reads of Rangers that I hadn't seen, and being like, "Huh, things were different."
Yes,
back
they
in the
were.
day.
Yes, they were.
I mean, when you grow up with
Okay.
like SPD and like Time Force,
We've
even,
just-
even like Dino Thunder, it's like, man, there was like a lot more going on here.
Yeah, we've just done Time Force, and thankfully there
Yeah,
wasn't.
Time Force, I think, was my first one.
Yeah, Time Force was my first one, and thankfully there was not as much fangasm from me as we thought there would be.
Is that like a good thing? Because
That's
like,
a
you're
good
more,
thing.
like,
That's a
calm?
good thing because I think they probably would have got annoyed by it by the end if
You
just
still
went.
had 18 fangasms. Yes, I counted.
Just for you.
Tyler's
I'm
in
sorry-
charge of like counting the roll calls because I think I'd pull my hair out if I had to pay attention 150% of the time. That
Hey, Tyler, for this
What?
thing you sent, yeah, for
Like-
what you sent in the chat, I wanted to ask, like, what does the DMB stand for here?
DBM. Oh fuck. It's just a death battle related subreddit, but I mainly posted it because I thought it was funny.
Okay, because yeah, I was
Mainly
wondering like
how
what.
good
This...
the good.
Yeah, I mean, because like I've been getting some Columbo stuff in like my YouTube recommends and stuff, so I've been seeing a little bit more of that. So I was wondering,
Yeah.
like, what does this have to do with Columbo?
Oh, it's just because Light Yagami versus Columbo is a popular matchup.
Okay, this is
Oh.
this is quite funny, Tyler. Like what you've sent
But-
me.
Also,
I
Light
mean,
Yagami
yeah,
versus Walter White is popular.
excuse me.
I mean, I think yeah, Columbo would be pretty funny in that sense. Cause like, to my understanding, he like basically already like knows what's going on. He just
Yeah.
needs to figure out how to prove it.
Yeah, that's the entire point of Columbo. He's like a genius, but he plays it down so heavily.
But
yeah,
also
I gotta
the-
like
the-
watch some.
Oh, the Scream by Courage, amazing. Love it.
Mhm.
Like who? Because I know Billy Burson voiced Scooby Doo in that episode, but who voiced Courage? Edward Bosco.
Or so they say, Tyler. For you know, it was me. Dun dun dun. No, it wasn't me.
Why does that name sound
Yeah.
familiar?
Edward Bosco.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's
Because
in
of
Hazbin
Dante
Hotel.
Bosco. Because of Dante Bosco.
No, he's in Hazbin Hotel and voice a hell of a boss.
he was also in Baki. Oh, he's Chip Zanuck in Guilty Gear Strive.
Only breeds chaos.
He was Kenichi Okamura in Kuroko's Basketball.
Never saw that. Like, no, at least, like, not a lot of it. I read a little bit of the manga.
He was the icon of sin in Doom Eternal.
Yep, played the hell out of that. I need to play the second DLC, though. He's also the Marauder in the DLC.
Oh, he was Franklin Bordeaux in Hunter x Hunter. I think. Or was that just that? Yep, he was Franklin.
He He was also Hammerhead in the One Punch Man game, video game I heard nobody knows.
The video game that
And in the
flopped.
series proper. Yep. Oh, he was also Gargos in Killer Instinct 2013.
Okay.
This is probably where you've heard him from. Devo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, probably. But mostly from being Alistair in Hazbin Hotel. So I'm like, I know that fucking name.
Information. In accordance. Let's go.
No, you're not, because I don't care if it's a secondary track. You're still going to copyright if you play that shit. There are certain artists I do not trust just based on who their label is. Anytime I see a Warner-based label, I just get red lights.
Ready to lose yourself?
I got to see Hawthorne Heights actually premiere this song on tour, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sorry, I got booted out.
There we go.
Sounds like more business knocking.
Now, if I can just knock these two out with one turn, I think I just cleared this whole last mission.
Everything came together with all my power. Try the future. Let's make it quick.
There. My last attack.
The best is yet to come.
Who else has Ed voiced in, Oh! He was also Spyro in Darkseid.
Okay, that's
And Magneto. When it comes to Death Battle.
he was in the Reignited trilogy, so it kind of makes sense.
Wait, Edward Bosco was Spyro in the Reignited trilogy?
He was voices in it. I don't know if he was
Oh.
Spyro
Yeah, because I
himself.
thought Tom Kenny voiced Spyro
I
in
think
the
so.
Reignited.
I could not even get in to meet Tom Kenny. The line was like to the back of the convention hall the entire con.
Who was at the convention this year?
Tom Kenny was the big one, voice actor wise. Amelie was the whole reason I went. They had Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin in the MCU. George Takei from Star Trek. A bunch of the Five Nights at Freddy's suit actors from the movie.
Which, by the way, Fex, I just found that film to be like just kind of like meh.
I mean, that's my opinion of it as well. But I didn't grow up playing Five Nights at Freddy's either.
Yeah, I didn't, and like literally, I asked my sister this question, like, okay, so if this guy can command the robots, why? And at the beginning, he could have easily asked like the guy, like, okay, do you have any kids that you look after? He'd be like, yeah, I have my younger sister. He'd be like, oh, this is perfect. Okay, you guys go and get that girl.
Yeah.
The thing is with the movie, I'm not sure if William Afton specifically wanted Abby. It feels like almost the animatronics were like more inclined to like make her join, because I feel like what Afton did was just murder people and protect the place.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I think there's also some like theorizing going on, because of course there is with FNAF, that Afton had a connection with the Schmidt family, so he may have already known about Abby already.
That just raises further questions of just why he did it. Because it's not like if he was someone who was like, I'm just going to straight up murder people, and he already murdered the brother. why wouldn't he just be like, okay, now that he's got a sister, gotta get her too?
Yeah, it was very.
Oh well, I mean, there's like. Oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead, Dex. Okay, well, what I was gonna say is like again, it depends how they connect this movie to the lore because it's not a like one to one. It's like an adaptation of the material. But
Right,
like
and I get
William
that.
Afton's like first kill was like a very personal one. It was like the child of like his former partner, business
Right.
partner, and then after that, he just like he obtained like this bloodlust afterwards. That and also there's like some ideas that he was researching some stuff about like bringing people like back to life and immortality and stuff like that. But you know, I don't want to get too much into the lore here.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, basically, like it started out personal, and then it got into like some more bit of mania and a bit of like intrigue
Okay.
because like he realized that it's like, oh, when I kill people, they possess robots, and then the robots come to life. That's kind of cool. I want to see if I can just keep doing that.
Yeah. But again, it just still raises my question of just like, why couldn't he have just gone and got the sister in the first place? Because
Like, why
it-
did he just break into
yeah,
like his house? Or
yeah, because it's not like because at the end of the film you see the animatronic actually do that. So like, why didn't he just like command the robot to do that in the first place?
I mean, that's a good question, but I'm not 100% sure if he wanted Abby or not specifically, because it almost feels like the kids were more inviting her in. But also, I feel like it's just because, like, with the first kids that he killed, like, they were people who came into, like, his restaurant and pizzeria, and he killed them off there. But after that, like, well, in the games, he just, like, opened up some new restaurants and stuff in order to try to get more people. But with Abby, it feels like Abby had like more of like a connection to them, like even before she visited the restaurant because she was drawing all those pictures.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think
Okay. So I'm just thinking like because it just doesn't make any sense to me personally watching the film. Like, why is this guy not just going after like okay this is what he could have done if he to make it more sense he could have lured her like to the restaurant with the brother way earlier on and just done it as like a test run and then be like okay yeah we want this girl.
It felt like they wanted to turn it more into
I'm
a
not sure if I understand what
slasher
you're saying there.
instead of like adapting the games.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. That's the biggest disappointment for me is that I I don't know how effective the game is, but those animatronics, like I wasn't scared in the slightest or whatever.
Well,
I mean,
the
yeah, I will
game
say as a
relies
horror
more
movie,
on-
like this does not work super well for that. Like even as someone who likes what I saw, but I will also say like the games. That's kind of weird to say because like the game, like if you look at the first ones, they're really actually not that scary.
No.
Right? Like there some of the later ones adapted the horror elements more. But like the scares really just come from the stress of like the management of like keeping an eye on everything and the tension that like you know seeing these robots around like causes you to get scared.
Yeah,
So
um,
yeah, like
yeah, but I feel like they could have done it a little bit more effective, where it's just where it's more like just longer takes of him just walking down the corridors and then just hearing like a crack or something. But we spend more time. I think we spend more time in his actual dream than in the actual restaurant in the film.
yeah, we do. And I think that's like a fair criticism. I mean, I think that the other thing though is like this movie, and I don't know if this was the smartest decision, but I guess it sort of worked for them, is that like this movie was really geared towards people who kind of already like knew like
Yeah,
the FNAF series and also they kind of knew like, you know, which characters were going to be in there anyway. So it's almost like if you it's like if you most monsters in horror films. Like the scare comes from, not knowing what they look like, understanding like how they work,
Yeah.
and like the characters like slowly figuring it out and barely surviving. But in FNAF, we kind of already know just about everything.
I love how
So-
you call it FNAF.
I mean, that's what most people call it.
Yeah. But also the thing
Yeah,
that
I mean, it'd be too exhausting to say Friday Nights at Freddy's every time.
But you want to know what's crazy, Vex? People actually clapped in after the film that we were watching,
Yeah,
and I was just there thinking to myself, like, seriously?
It makes sense because there are a lot of fans that grew up with it that would be, happy to see
Yeah,
it adapted in
but
any
the
capacity.
one thing that actually really annoyed the hell out of me, and I legitimately said this out loud, was like the jump scare with like the little mini clown puppet. I was like, yeah, because it worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You know that little clown like.
Well, yeah,
mini
I know
puppet?
Balloon Boy, but yeah, wait, what do you mean it worked the first time?
No,
Like
I
with
was
when
saying
you first opened?
I was saying it sarcastically, like, yeah, it worked so well the first time, because they repeat it like about 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it makes...
Oh, the Balloon Boy jump scare specifically?
Yeah.
I mean, that was more to tease like how the film will succeed, because Balloon Boy doesn't come into like the second FNAF entry. So, yeah,
Yeah, what I was seeing on TikTok
that was more of a
was
tease for.
they were saying it's more of an adaptation of the graphic novels instead of the games.
Yeah, that
themselves.
is the other thing, which is kind of weird because most FNAF fans aren't too familiar with the books. I haven't read them myself. I only know summaries of the books.
They were super popular around COVID. I remember packing a lot
Yeah.
of them while I was working at Amazon. Which makes sense because like those games really got a resurrection during that period too, because that was around the time they were releasing another one, Security Breach, I think.
Yeah, that was like the newest one.
So a lot of people were going back and replaying them. I've never played past the first game a little bit on my phone, but my phone I had when I decided to try and play them. It was so shit it wouldn't even run FNAF. It was literally an Android phone that was meant to be like calls only, basically.
Yeah.
So like, I never really got a chance to experience them. Maybe I should play FNAF on stream.
I mean, you could. Like, I'm pretty sure you would get some people to like see your first time with that. Because like even like for myself, like I know the lore and I know the stories, but I didn't really bother playing the games. I just watched a bunch of Let's Plays.
Right.
That's because I just don't really play horror games.
Right.
But yeah, I will say, like if you, this didn't really capitalize on the horror elements, which I think people were disappointed with, but it really did do a decent job with like setting up like a story for FNAF and doing a lot of fan service.
Right.
But I also don't think they could really get away with that again a second time. Like,
Probably not.
Like when sticking at the Sonic movies, for example, like the first Sonic movie I enjoyed, but like in a vacuum, it's like it was nice to see like, okay, they fixed the really ugly model they had before, and now we have this nice Sonic model, and like it was like a decent enough story to follow with like some hints towards like Sonic lore, but like in and of itself, it really wasn't that great of like an adaptation of like the Sonic video games or comics or anything. It was barely even a Sonic story. It was just like Sonic in Adventures of Hop, like
Yeah.
Hop's spiritual successor.
Yeah, and
But the sequel set up like a lot more like with the Sonic world building, the characters, and like how the franchise would be moving forward. So I think FNAF needs to do like the same thing, basically. But yeah, go ahead, Luke.
yeah, and a lot, and I think the main criticism that I've seen from the Sonic movie is just like people are trying to have it be more than what it is, but really think about it. Sonic, like the first Sonic, like when people get introduced to it, all it is Sonic running around getting rings and fighting Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, the game, yeah.
Yeah, the game.
And that is true.
And I feel like that's
the
kind of
new
like
movie.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what they were going for with the first Sonic film.
I mean, I feel like you're giving them even more credit, honestly, but that's a fair interpretation. But you are right that the early games that the first two movies adapted, there really wasn't much story. Like the third game had like some bit more, which is how they were able to do the
Right.
second movie a bit better. But yeah, everything after from the third movie to whatever goes forward has much more like lore and story and world
Yeah,
building.
yeah,
So I think it'll get significantly better from
yeah,
here. So
and
I'm
I think
excited.
yeah, but there's some people that are not going to be excited about that, and it's like the ones who are just like, we only grew up with the Genesis games. We just want it to be exactly like the Genesis games.
Yeah, I mean, the classic elitists are like my least favorite as part of the fan base. Like
Yeah,
objectively, they're the worst to deal with.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
I've
yeah,
seen some people who just don't like the movie because they don't think it's a good adaptation. But I also feel like that's kind of missing the point because there's so much Sonic media that's not adaptations, but their own takes on a Sonic story.
yeah,
That the movies are just like that, but just on a
Exactly.
much more popular scale.
yeah.
Like the comics themselves, for example, would be great series to adapt, right? Like the IDW comics, the
Yeah,
Archie
well, I
comics.
mean, yeah, the Archie comics would be a little controversial to adapt because of the state they were in. But you're right. A lot of people did like some of the later stories. I will say the early stories are like a whole mess. There was like no guidelines at all at that time. Like a lot of the strict guidelines that Sonic fans kind of hate now were, I feel like, almost developed because the Archie comics went way too off the rails when they were out. But yeah, a lot of people did like what they have. That's why they are kind of upset with the new comic series that doesn't have like some of that stuff. It's a lot more in tune with like the current way the games are, but that's also because they're kind of canon to the games now, so they have to be. So yeah,
It's weird to think about like the comics being canon to the games as well, because like there's always been this like division in media, like this is canon to this is canon to this. Even Power Rangers kind of has like dual canon. The Boom comics dive into some of the stories of the Power Rangers, but it's canon to itself realistically.
yeah. It like
yeah. I
how.
mean,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Sonic canon's kind of a mess right now, to be honest. Like, apparently the new cartoon is like somehow canon. We're like, how these characters like are just completely different than how they are. So why are you saying that? So Sonic canon's a bit of a mess right now. Hopefully, it sorts itself out soon. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, but I was gonna elaborate on what Fex said about the Boom Studios Power Rangers comic. How like they took like certain aspects, like with the Morphin Masters, barely mentioned in the first season, and then it's like, oh, they get more expanded upon in the Boom Studio comics, and now they're like a major prominent figure now in the universe of the TV series.
Yeah, and like the peace conference at the end of season 2 as well, like where a lot of the contract negotiations fell through for most of the main cast. So you see a power exchange happen, and you get 3 new Rangers. Those Rangers in the comics go out and become the Omega Rangers, and they're fighting in space and on different planets, kind of, on behalf of Zordon, on battles that are too dangerous for the other Rangers to take, because they were the ones that were the most developed, basically. So it's a chance for, like, new Rangers to be trained on Earth, but the most powerful of them out fighting battles with interdimensional beings and shit, right? You see, the whole power transfer for Tommy to become the White Ranger handled differently. And when you get a second Green Ranger in the comic, so you always have 6 Rangers, and then you have technically a 7th Ranger in the background, helping mop the floor, or, being maybe evil now, again, because the Green Ranger can never catch a fucking break. It's really interesting how they have this dual canon going on. It really fleshes out how the Morphing Grid acts as this, like, omnipotent being, so to speak. It's where you have, Rangers that can even exist beyond the grid itself.
Daddy's job has been more difficult since. Hey.
But yeah, like,
You're patronizing me.
we kind of have that going on. I kind of sympathize with Sonic fans right now, though, as a Silent Hill fan.
It's a shame I left it there. If I go bring it back,
Because we
Wait,
cannot
why
catch,
specifically Silent Hill?
we cannot catch a break. Everything that has come out and is coming out is being treated like it's a joke.
Yeah, and as a Star Wars fan, I feel it as well.
I mean, even Star Wars is in a better shape than Silent Hill.
Yeah,
But-
what's going on with Silent Hill? I'm kind of interested to hear this.
So they released like this interactive TV series called Silent Hill Ascension. I was super hyped for it, right? Because I'm like, okay, they're going like that down like a sort of pseudo Telltale style with this, which I know people have this like mixed opinion on Telltale games, but I find them interesting because like the duality of choices and everything. But you're met when you launch the game. First of all, you couldn't even launch a game for the first hour and a half. It was supposed to be live. So you missed, like, technically the first episode and had to go back and replay it. And then you're immediately greeted with a fucking battle pass. I'm not joking, a fucking battle pass. And in that battle pass, there's this. I'm going to put it in Chillzone VC's chat.
Did you see what I sent you, Party Jams?
Hang on. I'm also playing Nikkei while we're talking, so
Okay.
So you're greeted with that.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not sure where you got that from, but cute. But there is like a Sonic manga.
I got it from like the Heroes wiki page.
So
yeah.
So that sticker is like one of the premium items in this battle pass that you have to pay $20 for a free like mobile game to even get like priority in the voting for this shit. So yeah, your votes for like the canon that will be carried over in Silent Hill through this game gets weighed heavier if you pay for the fucking battle pass.
Yeah, no, that's just scummy.
And Bloomers.
I mean, I understand like getting like user input for story, which is already kind of shaky ground, like honestly, but like putting monetization on top of that, I mean, that's just rife for abuse. Like on just even more so than the way the internet is already like a place where it's like vote on the next story idea.
I'll be waiting for you in a safe
So the description for the Bloober Team remake leaked this week, and I put in general gaming chat like I kind of this is what it's like to be a Sonic fan, right?
Wait, hang on. I'm seeing the Embracer Group stuff. And
It's a little bit higher up.
Wait, how far up of it?
Let me just tag you.
Yeah, that might be easier. Cause yeah, seeing you put up a game about gender dysphoria here from Steam.
There you go.
I don't think that was it. Okay, cool.
So the whole point of Silent Hill 2 is learning about Pyramid Head as well. So, you know, the character the whole fandom thirsts over.
Generous makes his way through horrifying. He's hunted all while enjoying experience playing through all modern graphics. Makes a return, origin story. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 is produced by Konami. Developed. Okay, I mean, I'm seeing the tweet, but like specifically in like the tweet summary of this, I'm not seeing anything that's like a huge red flag other than like getting an origin story for Pyramid Head feels kind of like
that's the whole game.
A little bit counterproductive.
That's the whole game though, is the origin. So they're spoiling the game immediately for anybody that hasn't played Silent Hill.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of have to like.
Yeah, they're.
I mean, didn't like Final Fantasy VII kind of have like weird things like with that too? When they released a game that wasn't, the remake wasn't really a remake, and so like that's one of the reasons like I didn't play through it despite like owning it, because it's like, wait, crap, I should play like the first one before I get into all this.
They didn't treat it as like they're treating this. They're treating the fans as very stupid. Because it's specifically geared towards like hardcore fans from all the marketing previous to this.
Let me read the replies.
But like, I guess maybe I'm jumping the gun because it's. Just
Oh,
been,
okay.
like,
Yeah, I mean, I do see like what people are saying in the replies. That does make sense. Like treating like Pyramid Head, like one person said like Mario or Pikachu. That is kind of.
and I mean, the fandom kind
ridiculous.
of does it in themselves a little bit because they put Pyramid Head up.
Yeah,
on this
but
pedestal.
at the same time, it's like.
Just for you.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to go about that better. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly how it feels to be a Sonic fan, but that does suck. I guess you could say they do. Actually, no, I guess you could say that, like, with Shadow the Hedgehog, for example, even though he's one of my favorite characters and I'm glad he's still around, like, some people say that because he was brought back to life in a game where he should have been dead, it kind of, like, puts Sega in a place where they're not really sure what to do with him anymore other than to have him around for fanfare.
Yeah.
Which kind of ruins his character a bit. But I think that's slightly exaggerated in my personal opinion. But yeah, this is it for a horror game. Like
Right, you're
using
ruining the
like your
twist.
monster like this. Yeah.
Whereas like with Sephiroth,
I guess in their defense, it's still like an old enough game, but
Yeah.
it is unfortunate to see.
But because this is supposed to be like the whole like renew the franchise plan. So they've like misstepped with Ascension. They're misstepping with this, and the other game that's coming out. Like if this doesn't succeed, it's just going to get canceled because it's being handled by Embracer.
Yeah, and Embracer is just looking for an excuse to cancel stuff. It feels like.
Yeah.
Pretty good crowd today.
So like,
I am like very scared what they're doing with Tomb Raider right now myself.
God,
Like,
I
there was a lot of like plans like in the works for Tomb Raider. I think they're working with Amazon
Yeah.
for like a new game.
Yeah, it was Amazon.
Yeah, so
The only thing
And,
that you need in Tomb Raider is dinosaurs.
No, shut up.
Yes!
Absolutely not.
You need T-Rexes, Vex.
No.
That's
I
all
honestly
you
prefer the more grounded Tomb Raider we have now.
Like that is like the CGI for that was worse somehow than the Quantosaurus episode of Time Force. Okay? No. We don't need to go back to 2003.
Wait, what?
Tomb Raider with the T-Rexes. I forget which game it was.
Vex, look at him. Look at him.
Scared
In
Eden.
Chill Soul VC.
Oh. Absolutely not.
Yes!
Nah,
Get Laura in his ballet.
Like that whole fucking game sucked ass. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, little piggy. No! The Trotter escaped. I just am trying to figure out how the hell I get up here. Okay, well you can definitely rock out to some Silent Planet. I won't get copyright struck. Where the hell is the pathway I go to get on this fucking platform? Why is this entire town a maze? What? App.
I fucking love Edward Bosco's courage. Dude's got some lungs, because I've never seen a man scream like that before.
Okay, I need to go over there. I was going the wrong way. It's a deceptive map marker. And that's blocked off still, so I gotta go the long way. Of course it is. I feel like the whole second map is just meant to give the player a middle finger. it's like maze after maze after maze. Oh, we got a Lost Trotter battle. Cool.
What are you waiting for?
We're gonna
The customer
just
is king.
impair everybody so he's
What do you
stuck
need to
there for a
portray the
minute.
king? Well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Yeah, after I'm done streaming, I gotta remind myself to put a trash bag in my trash can. Because I took the trash out right before I started streaming. So, I've just been throwing my water bottles in front of the trash can here.
Oh, and I guess might as well bring this up since we're just kind of casually talking about whatever. I'm really glad that, and actually a little surprised that with Attack on Titan's anime finally done, like people are having like a very positive reception to it. Because my God, manga fans missed the point so hard that it was just not fun to be an Attack on Titan fan at that point in time.
I was
It's
shocked.
like way better now. Apparently they had to readjust the dialogue a bit, and people are like, "Oh, okay, now I get it."
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, what were they? Like, what were they complaining about the manga fans?
Everything.
I mean, there's a lot, but like, okay. I mean, so part of the point is, and I guess minor, major, whatever spoilers for Attack on Titan. You know, definitely go watch, read it. Highly recommend it. One of my favorites of all time, if not number one. But anyway, so I would say that like one thing is that for some people, some people wanted like Eren to eventually be victorious, but that kind of takes away the point of what he was trying to do. And two, I think that some people also just didn't like the way that like the ending kind of like hinted that it's like, okay, there's gonna be like even though after all this there's still gonna be like more war and more conflict, but again that was kind of the endless cycle of violence was part of the main theme of the story. And lastly, I think there was just some people who just didn't know how to read story, just like this is just coming off more as a rant more than like a comprehensive evaluation of the dialogue, because there are some like bits of dialogue people just didn't like the way it was written, and I guess that's fair, but I also feel like it was just their interpretation.
Yeah, media
Instead of
literacy is a
dialogue and
dead
like-
art.
Like, I mean, there's one Twitter user like I'm seeing a lot in my feed that I kind of want to shout out, but I also don't want to like, you know, do something like that. But there's like one major like YouTuber I used to watch who's like on my tweets and saying just like the dumbest things, and I want to say it's just for bait, because like there's no way this can't be bait, but it also could just very well be him just being really dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dougie.
That's a lot of YouTubers, though, unfortunately, especially in our sphere. Like, they don't interpret things the way they're meant to be interpreted. I guess that comes down to, like, how you want to actually view your media. But, I mean, there are people that legitimately still to this day don't believe that Luffy is technically a fucking terrorist.
Footboy, I'm seeing your comment, and like we're on stream right now, so just for the sake of etiquette, I'm just gonna not say it. But yeah, if you look through my tweets, like I did retweet one of the things he said, and actually I think you liked that tweet, didn't you? I feel like you liked that tweet already, so you should know what I'm talking about.
Well, if it's the person you're talking about, then he blocked me ages ago, so...
He blocked my other account, so, I'm shocked he hasn't seen that I have a account I'm using now.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Blazing Stand, you did like this tweet where I just wrote media literacy really is down the drain.
Let's make it quick.
So yeah, if you can find that tweet I tweeted yesterday, you'll know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
But yeah, God, like I just got like 6 likes on that like one tweet, and it was barely saying anything. So that's how you know.
You don't really need to say a lot on Twitter to get likes or to get hate.
Like case in point, One Piece isn't political at all, even though it's like the most political thing ever.
Ready to lose yourself?
Yeah, that's
yeah, Footboy. I go by Rick said on other platforms. So yeah. I also like to use like the same avatar so people can at least see that.
Yeah.
I did have a
Rick said,
IRL
Rick
friend of
said
mine draw it
what?
for me.
I know. Okay.
Who's Rick and what did he say?
Oh my god. But yeah, I pissed off the Mr. Beast fandom like so bad. I just deactivated my DMs again for a while.
Okay, I think I'm going for
Yeah,
another
I
10
think
full
he
soon.
is actually missing the
20K.
point here about
Oh,
Aaron
absolutely.
saying he is a he's a he is
Slave to freedom.
yeah. I was trying to say it without being like worried that anything was gonna happen.
Wait,
Yeah.
what do you? No, no. I mean, that's just the screenshot. That's just what Aaron's saying. That by itself's not a problem. I'm just trying to not say the user's name just
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their sake.
Yeah. Well, he's a slave to freedom because he's sacrificed. Because isn't it the whole point that he's sacrificing his freedom, his idea to be free for the sake of everyone else?
It's more like the Aaron's whole story was about like this desire for freedom because they were trapped behind the walls. They were trapped by the Titans, and like to the point where the entire story, he's just been fighting against something that keeps trying to stop him from being free. To the point where he realized that he is just kind of like been enslaved by this idea of freedom, and it just pushing him further and further. That, and on top
Okay.
of the story also says that like even people who are like seeking freedom, that is also like an entrapment of like free will, because like the story of Attack on Titan also has the fact that everything like was largely predetermined, and that the actions that the characters are taking are just being directed down the line by the actions of people who came before them and even after them based on the way Titans work. And so because of that, they, as much as Aaron wants freedom, he is just as much a slave of the whole system, and this is just him kind of coming to terms with that like at the very end of his life.
There were lots of things they didn't have time to take with them, so
I don't know if you read
Yeah,
the
and his
rest,
just
but
last conversation with his friends. So yeah, it's like a great story.
it's a good story. I don't rank it as highly as you do, but I understand why it's got as popular as it did, and also like why it's been as controversial as it has been as well. Like there's no getting around the fact that it is one of the more controversial stories out there, because of some of the thematics in it.
Yeah. Why is Aaron's pursuit of freedom seen as something destructive and evil? He obviously made the wrong choice, but the way it presents it, but the way it was presented was wrong. Okay, it's seen because it's like in order for him to be truly be free, he has to basically annihilate most of the human race.
Yeah, that's what it came down to.
Oh, I get it. You don't. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
And even then, like humanity was still stuck, and that was kind of the point of the story. Still stuck fighting each other over grudges that happened a long time ago, and that's just like very true to like even this day.
Yep.
Like this story, I think is also like one of my favorites, just because it's going to stand the test of time super well.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah,
still seeing conflicts today that are just like products of the past.
Yeah, because you get like you have these people who are like demanding that people play rep uh compensation for things that happened in the past, but then it's like, where does that stop? Like, can other people get compensations from these people, that people, these people, etc., etc.?
I mean, we're literally living proof of carrying out the grudges of our ancestors right now. Like
This place is nothing like it
current
was
events,
before I
you
left.
can
Boxes and
gauge
pine
what I'm
boards are
talking
all over the
about.
streets. What a mess.
But
my treasure
Luke,
too?
did you read Faboyo's message about Ranger rechecks? He's asking,
Buddy Lou.
We were talking to Luke about reading Ranger Reject earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah, and
buddy,
also
I love
Vex and I are
all the new
trying to
manga
get
I've
both
read. I've got
him
some.
and Red into Free Ren.
Yes, we need to get.
Well, I'm gonna watch Free Ren. I'm gonna watch it.
I will say, just another one of my friends who was watching it, like, I mean, I'm not saying they watched it like incorrectly, but I'm not sure if they were aware or not at the time when they were when they were watching the series. The first 4 episodes came together, and watch it however you feel you need to, for your own schedule. But I think there's a reason like the first 4 episodes go together because the story like really gets kickstarted after episode 4.
Yeah,
But it's still fun to, like watch it like individually if you need.
yeah. And said to my face, read me. It's so fucking desperate. I'll read it in due course.
I feel like it would be better to cover it in some form after the anime comes out again, and then tie it in with like the whole like by the eras videos that we've been doing, just because it makes sense because it is technically a Power Rangers thematic item.
Yeah.
So I figure that's how we'll end up doing that. And because we'll be starting Wild Force soon, and then like our next by the era style video after that will be Naruto and going through all 700 and however fucking many episodes there are of that shit, which is going to be the most painful rewatch for me.
Yeah, it'll be something. Although I'm sure One Smart will be happy.
I'm sure he'll feel something about how I talk about Naruto, and it's 70%.
I can't find
filler.
Ranger Rejects, but I do find this other series called
Oh,
Go
no. I know what
Loser Rangers.
I already knew where you were going with that. How dare you?
Don't talk to me right now.
How dare you?
Honorary member?
I agree with you, Faboyo. I agree with you, but
How much do you think
I agree
one
to it
glass marbles would sell for?
because Luke is torturing himself with Sword Art Online.
Ah,
Yeah, I think that's a fair trade.
that might work.
Speaking of which, how far did you get in SAO, Luke? Did you go any further?
I've completed Gun Gale Online.
Okay, cool. So you were at the same place as I am with the
Yeah.
story.
Not possible.
Yeah, because like
have you
once
watched?
you start Alkalization, I'm probably going to push myself to do it because I've heard like really good things about it, and I actually liked most of SAO myself. So I mean, there's no reason I shouldn't have watched it. I just had like other anime like that I was watching that I was more interested in than Alkanization at the time. And then Alkanization is way longer than I thought too, because it kind of was
Oh,
like
yeah.
multiple seasons.
Did you just finish the Phantom Bullet arc, or did you watch both Caliber and Mother's Rosario?
Yeah, I watched Mother's Rosario.
I haven't watched them yet.
Okay, so you just finished the.
Oh, you didn't?
You just finished the Phantom.
No,
Bullet
Oh,
arc
okay.
then. Okay.
I mean, isn't the Excalibur arc just glorified filler?
Sort of, but it does come into play.
I'm not
so-
sure, honestly. I just heard it was good, so I figured everything's canon.
It's canon to an extent. I hate saying that phrase, but it comes up a lot.
Don't read that trash official name. It's Ranger Rejects, not that garbage.
Okay.
You know
Is
what?
it like
I'm just gonna do it just for the meme of like calling it that.
okay? If that gets you to read it, I'm fine with that, honestly. But Vex, like when you say semi-canon, do you mean like how like the FNAF books are like semi-canon, where it's like inspired by the books and like hint towards future things, but without actually being like in the verse? Or do you mean like some things are?
Some things come back up in Alicization and Unital Ring. The arc that comes after Alicization. But, like, for the most part, it's just fluff to pad out the season.
Oh, like as in the anime, not the source material. Got it. Okay, yeah, that's
right.
fine. I'm okay with a little filler in the anime. That's
All right. let's see me read. Let's hear me read the first chapter of Ranger Reject on stream, live on stream.
Oh boy.
Well, okay, but we're not going to show it.
Yeah, we're not going to show it. So
Yeah,
okay,
I would
the
like
first
to be
week.
able to upload this one instead of the Halloween one. That was a mess.
Oh, wait a second.
I'm not sure how I feel about the costumes.
they'll grow on you.
All right,
Yeah.
I think it's just because of the fact that I don't like from what I'm seeing here, I don't like the fact that most of them are not they only cover up like half the face, and it's just like, I don't really like that.
I mean, it's kind of Kamen Rider inspired
Right.
as well.
Why are there so many monsters here?
The gigantic fortress that suddenly appeared in the sky over 10,000 meters above ground. Oh my god! It's the Arc Cradle from 5Ds. Quick, somebody make a rainbow bridge so that they can challenge them to a card game.
Please, no.
Yes!
The plot
I-
doesn't need to get any more ridiculous in Ranger Reject.
I don't know. It's getting pretty crazy.
Also, it's by the author
I
of.
do love that the current like chapters was just like two fanboys. It's literally just a fight between two fanboys.
So it's by the author of Quintessential Quintuplets.
Yeah, which is like the weirdest thing ever. I'm actually now going to
actually-
read that series at some point because
No.
apparently he's this good a writer.
Well, actually, to be fair, not that weird of a stretch because look at Death Note, you go from a gothic horror series to a slice of life meta manga series with Bakuman.
Right, but the thing is, at least with both Bakuman and Death Note, I've heard it's like these are like really good, like well written and made series, right? Quintessential Girlfriends, as far as I've heard, and I could be wrong about this because like, it's not like I'm that in tune with this fan base. But I just knew it was popular, but I figured it was just like, because like it's a fun harem series. I didn't think it was actually any good writing in it, But, if Ranger Reject is by any indication, either A, it's like super good, or B, he just wrote like a fun, silly series. And then was like, okay, now I'm going to write my actual series now.
Well, isn't that kind of like what happened with Hiro Mashima with Fairy Tail to Eden Zero?
Well, I would argue no. I think Fairy Tail Hate's just overblown. But that's me.
It's
Well,
trash, and you know it.
Well, Fex.
Never.
You know what? And I'll say this part of times. You know what I'm gonna do after Sword Art Online? You know what's coming next?
Please, no.
Yes, Fex. I'm gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be watching Fairy Tail.
Ah!
Nice. That'll be fun. Fairy Tail's a fun one. But no, what I will say though, with your comparison, Luke, is that even if you like didn't really like the writing of Fairy Tail, and I don't mean you like specifically, just like in general, Rave Master, his series from before, was still considered like pretty quality in terms of its writing. And like Eden Zero, like even as someone who enjoys it, I still think, especially like with the current Universe Zero arc going on right now, like it is still like very much like the same style of story. I don't think like Eden Zero's earlier parts were more similar to some of his older works, but like his later stuff is still, it almost feels like a return to like a lighter writing style he enjoyed in Fairy Tail.
Luke, why do
So
you gotta
I don't think
torture
it's
me?
like,
Fex, I won't be torturing you. I'll just be commenting while you're in a voice chat. Fair.
okay, apparently Fuboyo is like surprised that we about quintessential quintuplets. Yeah, I get that, man. I was surprised too, and and he's excited, I guess, for Fairy Tail. So
I think he's
Fair.
more excited
And,
that I'll have to suffer through it with Luke.
No, I won't make you. You don't have to watch it with me. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
this is just for this is just a Luke watch. So
No,
that'll be
he's
good.
saying
Fex.
torture me.
Fex, I will not torture you. I respect you
Fuboyo
too much.
wants
I respect you.
Fuboyo wants him to be tortured.
If we hit 5 subs on this for the next like 25 streams I do, I'll be part of the goddamn Fairy Tail reviews.
Fex, you don't have
Why
to
would you
be.
do
I'm
that?
not gonna I would not force you to do anything you didn't want to do. I'm not Ann Arbor. I'm the nice devil.
5 subs in the next 25 streams. You'll get
No,
it. You'll
no,
get it.
no,
You'll get it.
no face. It goes against your. It goes against your desire to have Diva Talk step on you.
No. I've dealt with Ann Arbor enough today. Please no.
And Ann Arbor is probably asleep at this point.
Yeah, it's like fucking 9 o'clock their time.
No, it's 10 o'clock my time. It will be 11 o'clock his time.
How many subscribers do we even have? Like,
None right now because I had to put the subs off until this week.
oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't think we even did that. But,
Between
all right,
between humanity and a mysterious faction of fillers. Yeah. What are the Psycho Rangers? We're faster than you.
I also replay buffered it so I can put it out on Twitter.
To all the good kids out there, when you're watching TV, make sure that the room is well lit and you're not sitting too close.
I mean,
Oh,
we can do both of those painful
oh my god!
series and
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, this is kind of risky. What the Red Ranger is doing right here. This gesture he's doing.
I mean, probably. Again, we're not showing the manga right now, so.
Yeah, I've put it in the chill zone VC.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, the posing is probably not on accident. I would, but yeah. Because, yeah, you'll keep reading and see.
We'll do it. We'll do everything.
And for the record, my Nikkei 10 pulls sucked. I just got a bunch of garbage, pretty much. So, yep, still trying to get the new unit.
You got 1 of 5 from me.
No, unlikely.
I forgot I still had a Prime sub on my my personal Twitch.
You two are something else, man. But so young, but already raging.
For y'all.
Thanks. You didn't have. I really wish I hadn't said that. Now that I was going to watch Fairy Tail. But I love this here. You two are something else, man. So young, but already Rangers. And then you just have Justin come in and be like, "Excuse me, aren't you forgetting someone?"
I realized that, like, my old Twitch account still has, like, my dead name on it. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And you can be one too. The Rangers are always on the lookout for fresh faces with the right stuff. Not according to the fan base, because all they want is just Jason. He's the only Red Ranger that actually matters.
Yeah, like the last time I actually I'll check my Twitter in a second. Okay.
All right, I remember now.
Oh God. Yeah, I use that Twitch mainly to just watch streams for rewards for shit like Honkai and like Marvel Snap, the games that I play.
Oh, looks like something is written on it. Whatever.
We only play the highest quality games here.
Absolutely. And to claim like the fucking like Amazon Prime games is linked to my Amazon account. I'm a gacha whore, and it's partially like me returning to gacha is partially Party Champ's fault.
What did I do?
Yeah, the whole like Nikkei and everything drug me back into like gacha. Because I'm like, oh,
It's not like you even played Nikkei or anything.
I'm tempted to at this point because the jiggle physics are intriguing to me.
The jiggle
Yeah.
fist. Um,
I do want to say though, if you get into it, like that's how they get you into the game. But trust me, what keeps you around is the freaking depression.
Oh,
It's like
lovely.
a common joke in the Nikkei community.
okay,
Like
I've
once
just
you
got.
get into the story, like just it's like, nah, I'm sad forever now, but I'm addicted to this.
Okay, I've just got to say about this name here. The Divine Dragon Rangers, the Dragon Keepers. Like, that just rolls right off your tongue.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I do like the name Dragon Keepers.
Conflict which began 13 years ago, and today the decisive battles, which have become a Sunday tradition, have drawn in huge crowds yet again. With all the Rangers on high alert, the excitement and tension in the air are at their peak. According to our villainous army analysis, we've got great odds of a new secret weapon this time around. What secret weapon is going to be like the Super Odro combo multi-sword?
Okay. We're like taking a giant dirt covered teddy bear to this person. Bye bye, Faboyo.
Bye.
I honestly think it's fun watching all these trash series too. That's the thing that I enjoy about this, because like arguably like the most fun I've had is content wise in the last time has been like the gaming podcasts and playing the like I'm enjoying the pain of watching the early seasons of Power Rangers again.
Hook? What are you...
Well, I think it's because you got people with you this time to ease the pain.
That is also true. Like, y'all joining me in the pain has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we have fun, we joke around, we laugh. As you all know, he's the chief of the entire squad, the ever-reliable leader of the Dragon Keepers. We will get to see his famous finisher, the Dragon Slash today. Not really like a ultimate finisher move name. Why not go out? Why not call it the Thousand Lightning Fire Dragon Slasher?
I'm afraid you have no idea. Hook has an uncanny ability to rally people.
Oh my god.
Well, this teddy bear... Wait. They must be... Erebus? Huh. Well, our war-torn bear here just became...
Find Hook near the clinic. I really do think this is one of the better gacha games that are out right now, though. Other than the fact that, like, it's really hard to fucking get what you want pull-wise.
Never mind that.
Yeah, I think it was just like kind of overwhelming for me. I tried to re-download at some point, like after just watching you play, and it's just like, here are all the stuff you missed and things you can do to help catch up. And I'm like, nah, that was too much once again. I'm quitting. Like, it's way easier for me to get into like a new game like Reverse, like 1999, which I'm playing,
Yeah.
because it's like a new game. So it's like, okay, I can keep up with this content because there's only so much right now.
Yeah, like,
But HSR, they like went pretty hard,
Yeah.
pretty quick, and I'm like, nah, I can't do all this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I started it because one of my friends was playing it, and I'm like, oh, Genshin was overwhelming as fuck. I've been slowly playing it on the side as well, but like this.
I mean, I think the also good thing for you is that you're actually pacing yourself here, because like, I mean, the thing with me and gachas is I like the way gachas are designed is for you to be playing them like daily, and that's what I try to do. But this game is like hard to do that.
Oh yeah.
But I think since you're pacing yourself, like, how most people would play a regular RPG, it's like much easier to deal with.
Exactly.
So I think that's
Like, I'll
smart
log in.
if I ever got back into this.
I'll log in daily, like, because I bought the, like, the 30-day pass to get gems to...
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I really don't play it daily. I need 1375. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. Like, if it was just a game where there are gacha players that do that, like they'll just log in on day, but then not really do anything to like a big content drop.
Mhm.
But for me, like that just takes up space on like my phone for something that I
Right.
could be playing like regularly. So,
Oh, yeah, I
but
feel that.
you know, I'm glad this is working out for you, and I can't deny HSR is like a good game. It's just like, you know, just didn't fit for my schedule personally.
Oh, yeah. And like you make a great point, like it's a traditional RPG. Like there are a million other traditional RPGs you can play. And that's the thing that like why I use this primarily for streaming instead of like one of my bigger RPGs, because I would rather, you know, it's a gacha game at heart. I can just, you know, turn my brain off for the most part, you know, react to the story when I'm playing the story. Right now I'm just doing companion missions and shit.
Yeah, I think you're still pretty early on in the story, right?
Yeah.
Like, where are you near in the story right now? What's going on?
Right now, I need to get to level 24 to get to the next map, basically. Because we just figured out all the shit that was going on here in this area, and saved Hook and her dad and all that shit. And
Okay, yeah. So you're like a little past where I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
and kind of, you know, got off the hook for our alleged crimes.
And yeah, like when I was playing this, like I only played it for like maybe a week, and
Yeah.
so you know you paced it out to the point where you're still here. So I think that's probably the smarter way to go about this game. But also, I don't think I can do that with even like longer RPGs because like I just forget stuff. Like there are some JRPGs that I put on the back burner by, well, I'm not want to say by accident, but just didn't follow up with them in a timely
Right.
manner to the point where I'm like, I don't remember what happened in this game. I might just have to make a new save file.
Oh, God.
Tales of like most of the Tales of games like Vesperia and Abyss and maybe Symphonia. I gotta like
God,
restart
yeah.
those games.
Sorry, I was doing a little bit of
Oh, you're reading something, it's fine.
Yeah, I was logging in to see how far Reptilian's actually got on his challenge here. Because he's been doing like a level 99 run to get like a world record in the Kingdom Hearts community.
I wish you all a
So
journey that is
he just
free
went
of
live on
pain.
TikTok. So I was like, "How far are you?" So he's basically done with the game for his challenge, which is fucking insane to think about. Because like last stream, like Halloween Day, he hit level 99 to start the challenge. He was doing it all in the starting location, which now he's one of like 2 people to ever do that for both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Now he's just trying to speedrun the rest of it to hit the world record.
You came at a good time. There is something you can help me with. According
I
to my
didn't have
patient
good enough
records,
service to
there are a
watch his
few
streams
that
at
haven't
Con.
come for follow-up visits.
Like uploading
It happens
the
from time to
TikTok that I
time, but
posted a
never
couple
as
days ago
regularly as
from there
this.
took like 25 minutes.
I'm
The
a bit
service is so bad in
concerned.
that convention hall.
Have you heard of the complex? Generally
yeah,
speaking,
like
mutual aid
I've
societies
had
like these
to
allow
restart
patients to share
Dragon
their
Quest like
experiences and
3
support
times,
each
like
other.
Dragon Quest 11,
It's a way of
because
countering
I
the negative
just
Yeah.
fell
emotional
off of
effects
it
being ill.
so often.
But there might. I've got a few patients who have
So like
started
what I
refusing
did,
treatment since
it's just
joining
perfect game for
society.
Steam Deck,
It
right?
certainly makes you wonder.
Like I tried it originally with like xCloud, and then like I forgot to, you know, continue it, so I just started a new character while I was on the road, or new playthrough while I was on the road, and I got about like 3/4 of the way through it, finally, to the detriment of my own sleep
The most
though.
suspicious part is that no matter how much I
The game's
press,
engrossing
no
as
one's
hell.
ever willing to tell me anything about it.
It's one of the
And
most
that's
beautiful
where
like
you
traditional
might be able to
RPGs
help.
I've played in a long time too.
Oh yeah, yeah, 11's great.
That
I still
won't
didn't play
change
the
anything.
definitive edition, but
But if
it's
I
mostly
find
because I
out
have to
they're
like play
preventing me from
another
doing my job,
old
or if they're
God.
game. And so I salute you for like actually going through with these restarts. Because even though I say it's like, man, I gotta start up like a new save file for some of these games, it's like not easy to be like, well, there goes all those hours.
Yeah,
Put down the
honestly. Like, right now I'm like 55 hours into it. And that was just like me playing it on the Steam Deck in the back of a fucking green room most of the time. Like, you would either see my status be Fortnite or Spotify, and that's because I don't have my new username for Xbox linked to Discord. Because I've tried to make my username on everything the same, but I gotta reintegrate fucking Xbox. It doesn't fucking automatically reintegrate anything. Like, Discord is so shit for that. So I will just put music on and just zone out.
Your cover? What's the... Of course, every book for people in my situation.
And I don't have, like, my PlayStation integrated at all, because I like to keep, like, that account private, because I have the cringiest fucking username on that shit.
What else is there to say?
And if you change your username on there, it might lose the ability to play certain older games still.
For as long as I liked.
Ooh,
And I'm like,
that sucks.
yeah. So I'm like, I don't want people to see my...
You could blame Teenage Vex for that, I guess, because I'm assuming it's a carryover name.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
That's how it is.
I am 13 and edgy. I mean, like, the Chaos Bringer being part of my handle, it sort of ties into the fucking, like, oh, control chaos thing, but, like, also it looks cringy on paper.
No, I get it. I mean, I have a friend, like one of my closest friends. I still, when I think of his online name, I think of like, he came up with like a couple different variants, and I think eventually just switched to something else completely, but I still think of it as like the teenage version of the username he had, and it's just like, thinking back on it, that's pretty cringe. That was a pretty cringe name, even though it was like totally normal for me to call him that whenever gaming online.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I still get...
Speaking of gaming, I really am enjoying Shangri-La Frontier, that anime. It's like a good anime, like for people who like. I think it just uses the idea of like VR gaming, in the near future in a fun way. But I think my only real issue is like I'm not sure where the plot is quite yet, because so far it's just been just kind of a fun experience of just like seeing this game and what other games are like in this fictional world. But
I think it's, from what I've heard anyway, because I've just been watching the anime. I hear it takes a while to like get its plot rolling too, which makes sense for a VR.
Yeah,
MMO.
it seems like it. Which I'm fine with, but it's just it's one of those series where I've heard so much praise from the manga community that like I have like some unrealistic expectations for it. Like if I watched this without any of that knowledge, I think I would just be like enjoying a casual watch through.
Yeah.
But right now I'm like, okay, why has this been so hyped?
I think animation-wise too, it's a little jarring, for the fights in particular. Because, you're going from like this really Ghibli-esque designs to action to, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? But, maybe I've just got my expectations so high because Freyrin is airing this season as well. And I watch it. I watch Shangri-La Frontier like usually right after that.
Yeah.
But on a brighter note,
I mean,
we have Psalm 100 coming back for Christmas.
Yeah, my best friend posted that. We have like a few more episodes that finish up the season coming out, which I'm glad they got all that sorted.
I
And I think it's popular enough that
it'll
be fine to end it. I think people look back on Zom 100 as a good, a great show.
It's this generation.
I'm kind of glad, like, I didn't read the manga because, like, the premise sounded, like, so basic that I'm like, this doesn't sound like something I'd be that interested in. But man, the anime really sold the premise.
It's essentially this generation's like High School of the Dead. And
Yeah.
that's
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to her husband.
that's one of those things that like I feel like every generation needs their
I should find
foundational
another
series for
patient to
certain
talk to.
genres too.
Haven't I gone for my follow-up
Like
visit?
we have your
You
samurai
guys see
shit
what
and
Dr.
the
Natasha
Demon
said you
Slayer
were.
this time. We have things like, you know, Zom 100 filling that High School of the Dead role. We have, you know, I guess my hero is this generation's Dragon Ball. You know, so you got your foundation laying for this season or this generation to like get into anime, and then you have outliers for all over the place for some really cool series to actually branch them out. You got Pluto of all things doing really well,
Who else
which
would
I'm
care
happy as an
about
Urasawa
people like
fan.
me?
But I don't know, Luke, did you watch it yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's a love letter to Astro Boy.
Okay.
I don't need Dr. Natasha's help
So,
now.
like,
Tell her
this generation
save
gets
her
that
worries
back.
and medicines for other people.
Which is something that we haven't seen in a long time. The last Astro Boy cartoon was on fucking Toonami. And that was like in the early 2000s. So we haven't seen any Astro Boy adaptation in like 20. So having something like that back is really phenomenal for get into that. I will say like its animation
Oh, no.
gives me faith
She's
in
the
that
only
studio because
kind
they haven't
of
really
doctor
done
in the company.
anything. It's a newer studio,
I
and
just
that being their
don't really
first big
approve of the
project
methods,
gives me
that's
high
all.
hopes for them to
Too
fill a
idealistic
big void in
and
the
no real
animation
efficacy.
industry.
She tries to save everyone, which
But
means
Yeah,
my
it'll be
side
nice
and
to have
Ian
some
don't
new
have
big
time for lengthy
players.
treatments.
it's like the
If
last
I
big
can't
player we
take
got was
something and
Orange.
get right back to work, I may
Um,
as well lie down and wait
And we
for
remember
death
like
to
how
knock.
divisive the community was for a lot of their adaptations, like Beastars being 3D. Myself being like not a big fan of it. I know Fuboya was of the new Trigun.
And I mean, personally, like I really enjoyed what they did with Godzilla Singular Point. So yeah, I think Studio Orange like really did a good job when they came on the scene.
Right.
Dr. Vash's
I
medicine-
Because I think like the controversy just we're just not used to like
Lots of
you know
people
quality
make a full
CG.
recovery after
Exactly.
I'm back.
But something.
So
Welcome
like,
back.
The unlucky ones.
so like for me, when I think of Trigun, I think of 2D animation. Oh, but that's because that's what I grew up with. I realized that it was a good adaptation. It was just jarring for me. 3D space. And I feel like that's a valid thing to, you know, as somebody that grew up with a 2D.
When I think Trigun, I think of the eye catcher.
Risk. Most- You're smarter than you look.
But, you know, like there was nothing bad. It's just I didn't like that, you know, style for that story. But yeah, you're right. Like we're so used to shit like Berserk 2016 when we think of 3D animation, right?
But life forces you to people like us.
And for that, you know, we know 3D bad, 2D good, and that's how we've always seen it.
Forget
Yeah.
Listen up.
But yeah, I am glad though that
Illness mutual.
you know there are studios that got recognized for fixing things around.
Oh yeah.
Like
Must not tell
like for
anyone.
example with
Yeah, take this.
going back to like something I was talking about a little bit earlier. Well, I didn't really talk about too much, so much as I say I want to talk about it in our next gaming podcast. With Apple Arcade, for example, I think what's nice about it is it's, you know, even though it's like Apple, which it's hard to praise Apple for anything, but
Yeah.
the idea that they're trying to kind of foster a market for like quality mobile games that aren't littered with like microtransactions and bad monetization practices while still having the budget to produce things like what you know what we're seeing right now with Honkai Star Rail and Nikkei. like those games can do a lot with production value because so much money's being put in because they're going to use very bad monetization practices to get turns on those games, and it works. But that's not ethically all that great. So instead, just having like a Game Pass like system for mobile, I think is like an admirable attempt for them to do something. And so I do like it when new things in the marketplace come to kind of like make things better, even if it's not necessarily the intention. Because I'm pretty sure with Apple Arcade, it's just like Apple trying to get subscription money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It's
look
not
at
like they have like the most noble intentions.
yeah, like with Apple, like look how many different subscriptions they have. Like they are known for throwing like even slowing down your devices out there. So like I look at them like you got Apple TV, you got Apple Arcade, you got like your fucking Apple
Apple
storage.
Music.
Yeah, your music, your podcasts, all of that shit going all at once. And I know they're not meant to be like really like this noble their noble fucking goal here. But at the same time, I am glad that they're fostering a space for mobile gaming to actually flourish because it is something that is a growing market and has been for years.
Yeah, it's arguably the biggest market, but it's
absolutely.
just kind of like trying to get into the more core market now. And funny enough, we were talking, you and I, like about Amazon subscriptions, and like, part of what I was saying is like, even though like, with Amazon's like Prime subscription, you can get like a good amount of stuff through it. You can even, subscribe to our channel right here if you have it. But I don't like how Amazon, for all that they have, just have so many subscription plans of their own. And like in an almost more disorganized way, because at least with Apple, like for example, I was going to like resubscribe to Apple Arcade for like the new Sonic stuff, but then I remembered it's like, oh, I also have like that Godzilla show that's coming on Apple TV, so I'll just do like the bundled Apple One thing just to get everything at like a cheaper price. And if Amazon had something like that, I might be more tempted to actually like subscribe to their thing because it's like rather than having something for Luna and then something separate for their Kindle books, because I do have one of those, and also something for their Prime subscription. It's like that's just too much.
Yeah.
For like one company who just owns everything.
Yeah, like AWS powers the bulk of the internet, right? So like if you go to a website, it is more than likely powered by Amazon Web Service. So they own the vast majority of the internet in that regard. So, having you got Comixology / Audible / the Kindle e-reader shit that they do, right? All of that could be like one bundle, right? Because I have an Audible subscription because I listen to audiobooks. I do that at work usually. That's how I've been rereading all the Sword Art Online stuff before that video comes out. So I don't have to read the physical fucking books because it's a chore to read all like 28 of them. Because my brain will just go burr. In Comixology, for the comics, regardless of how we feel about how they handle things now, like, it's the primary digital comic platform. And then you have like their like newsstand shit where you could read like certain magazines. Like I still get like Wired through them, PC Gamer through them. So I know what the hell's going on in the gaming industry to that regard. But you have all those as separate memberships. You have Amazon TV or Prime Video, which comes with your, at least in that one, you get it with your Prime subscription. But
right, and I'll at least give them that much.
Yeah.
Which is like a very low bar, but
And I think they bundle their music and their photo app in with Prime now. I can't be certain because I don't use either of those. Clearly, I use fucking Spotify. And I use YouTube Music for what's not on Spotify. The annoying thing for me, like, it's just a little side tangent, is like now I have to use Spotify for podcasts, because they're closing Google Podcasts down at I think the middle of next year. So I have to like.
I mean, yeah, Spotify is like a decent podcast system though. I was using
Yeah.
it for a bit.
I gotta like re-grab all
I
my
mean,
RSS stuff.
I mean, I use Spotify to listen to our stuff.
Yeah.
Were you? Would you have taken that medicine?
I'm one of our listeners as well. When I just mark it as listen to because I follow it to just keep the ratings.
I wish you all a journey that
Tabs
is
on the
free
ratings for
of
things and review stuff that I do at the end of our podcast. It can make in through Anchor. But like, no, Audible also has their podcast on it as well. But anyway, so like I think they could do like a Prime bundle, right, where you can bundle Luna in with like your Twitch Prime. That would be a great way to fucking deal with that at least. That's just spitballing.
Yeah, and they can, like you said, I feel like they can just have one bundle for all their books because the fact that Kindle is separate from Comixology, which is separate from like whatever other reader thing they have.
Exactly.
It's like that is just a mess, and it really shouldn't be. Like I understand sometimes there's like a rights issue that kind of stops people. Like for Game Pass, for example, like they have to like keep like a lot of licenses active for their games to stay on their service, which is sure I understand that. But like again, Amazon owns enough stuff to be like, yeah, no, we can just own this forever on our service.
Exactly. Like they
Well,
can slap it.
on the topic of like an ultimate Apple bundle, hear me out. The Orchard bundle.
God damn it,
What?
Tyler.
Orchard, as in where apples grow.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are you talking about the Ranger Reject chapter?
No. I'm talking about like the
What I
orchard.
said.
Like I know what an orchard is.
Yeah, like of course you should know what an orchard is. But I'm telling you, if we get like an ultimate Apple bundle, it's right there. Use it, and give me my check in the mail, Apple. Sorry,
I mean, I was saying they have an Apple One bundle. That's kind of what they call what they have.
What does the Apple?
I guess
One
it's just like an
bundle?
all-in-one. Not as fun as your idea, I will admit. But Apple doesn't really have to be creative.
No, they really
like that was
don't.
one of the things I was talking about with the Apple Arcade stuff earlier, because it's like it's interesting that they're putting its investment in it now because usually Apple doesn't, even in their own products, it's just like it's a slightly better camera with some more memory, and the battery life's about the same.
Yep.
So, yeah, they haven't had to really innovate for any reason for a while.
Like I remember they were charging like $99 for a fucking wheel, and you needed to buy 4 of them for the Mac Pro.
Thank you. This will be hard for the people.
A wheel?
Yeah, a wheel to make it roll on the desk or on the floor or wherever you had your goddamn Mac. Yeah. $99 a wheel.
Wait, so you're saying they charged per wheel?
Yes.
Okay, now that feels like something someone would do in a parody. It's like, we're gonna sell you a chair, but the parts you need to make a chair, and each individual part needs to be bought. Oh man, it's crazy what they can get away with.
They have a cult,
and that's why it's like hard to like even be that supportive of them. But at the same time, I do at least appreciate what Apple Arcade represents.
Also, like for their new one, instead of doing that, this is what they do for the Mac Pro. This is the current model of the Mac Pro. Because they got called out for that. Now they have a $700 wheel kit.
Oh, I think I did see a joke about this. And honestly, I'll be honest, I thought it was a joke when they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna cart around the giant computer thing we got." That was actually based on something. Huh.
Yep, that was based on something. I hate Apple for shit.
I'll be waiting for the good news.
I've
literally the wheels. God.
Literally the wheels and nothing else.
There's like a separate feet kit. Oh my god. This is
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, do you know how many like Nintendo Switches I can buy? I could buy a Switch and like another console for some of them, like just one cart.
Exactly. Like I thought it was a joke at first too, because Apple bad, right? But no, I looked into it. I'm like,
As
he's
it turns
got
out, they are indeed very bad.
Right.
exactly.
Okay. Okay. So we've got here the roll call for the ranger for the keepers. So we've got the black and white keeper, 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 and the black and white keeper. My favorite's the black and white keeper.
Ah man, you know the funny thing is like
Keeper.
so.
Also,
Yeah,
I've
like the
got to
design.
say, the villain's design. I just find it to be one of the What's the point of the neck scarf?
All my power. Ride the
I think it's just like for differentiating purposes. I don't think there's anything special about the scarf.
It's to look cool.
Also, it's
Anyway,
the rule
what
of
I was gonna
cool.
say is with the keeper outfit, there are like differences in like the helmet and the
I know,
outfit. If you
I know, but they go pink keeper, green keeper, yellow keeper, blue keeper, red keeper. It's just like, yeah, but they're all black and white.
yeah, no, that is true.
Like
So that was the joke I was
I'm
making.
really gonna love seeing their designs in the anime, because like
Oh yeah, it'll be like way easier to tell them apart. I didn't have that much issue because I do think that the designs,
Well,
especially like for like green and like blue, especially they made it like pretty easy, and pink too.
Well,
So at that point, it's only so many colors you have to like worry by
yeah.
default.
Well, I can say one thing about Foot Soldier D. He's got the will of D.
This song's just for you. Are made to be
Will of D's nuts.
God.
Enough of this
I had
match
them-
fixing already. I'll take you all down in a real fight.
There we
What
go.
punch?
What are you waiting for?
God.
The customer is king.
That's also a series that needs to end.
Well, you gotta make it worth the
Like,
while.
One Punch Man.
yeah.
I mean, it's still like, I mean, it's based on it's like a web novel that's been going on for a while, so they have plenty of content.
yeah. I just feel like the manga is dragging its feet way too much from the perspective of the web novel.
My tempo.
I mean, I haven't read the web novel, so I just assume that this is just like basically story-wise what happened.
It's sort of, but like they're taking a lot of liberties with it now. From what I remember of what I read in the web novel. I haven't been reading the web novel, I've just been reading the manga here lately. But like a lot of this arc has been such a high
Yeah, Murata's art is just amazing, so I don't blame you.
It's like some of my favorite art in all of manga. Like his and Boichi's art is like top tier.
Yeah, I think in like whatever the last manga of the year stream was, that did come up like One Punch Man, just like for the art alone. Because like story-wise, it's like you said, it was kind of dragging, but at the same time, it's like, well,
which shouldn't have been, which they've got to factor that in as well, because art can only get you so far.
I'll take that as a thank you.
It's like the whole thing of like, yeah, they're pretty beams, but if you don't have anything else, and just seeing the pretty beams isn't gonna cut it.
I'll find a way to dispose. Let's go back to town.
It's not gonna cut
that's
it.
also one of the reasons like I don't really like push my anime only Dr. Stone friends to, like really read the manga, because I feel like the only like big differentiating factor is just Boichi's art, which is like amazing, but by itself it doesn't like really justify. It's like, okay, now you should.
Right.
No, you
Lose
gotta read it.
everything
You gotta read it. If you love the series and you love Boichi's art, you gotta read it.
That's not enough to drag.
Well, sure,
something
but I
in.
mean that's what I was saying with One Punch Man. Like the One Punch Man thing was just like compared to like the story it's for. The big thing is the art. The story is the same. But Dr. Stone, like when compared to like the anime, it's like, yeah, artistically it's better, arguably, but that's just because Boichi's so good. But otherwise, like the anime got everything else like better.
Yeah.
But that's just the medium.
Like the
ailments
The
need
sad part
rational,
is like we don't know
scientific
when
treatment.
or if we'll even get that
Relying
season
on
3 at this point.
pseudomedicines will
But like
only
a lot of
worsen
people
your
did end up
condition.
going into the One Punch Man.
That's true, and I don't blame them for that. We don't know anything about that season, but also like everyone in the animation studio is overworked, so I'm not in any rush.
Same
There's
thing
like
with,
too many good things this season alone.
Exactly, like this season alone is insane. But like the Fire Force
It's
fandom
probably
still
like the
goes-
strongest of the year, at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's been like almost 2 years since we had the announcement for season 3 of Fire Force. And we got no new info on that.
Yeah, David Productions has a lot probably on their plate too.
We got JoJo,
Like-
Fire Force. Are they doing
Undead Unluck.
Yeah, Jinroku as well. Hell's Paradise.
Have some respect for
Or is that Matt?
No, I think that's Mappa.
You better find a replacement for the wonder medicine fast.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's Mappa.
Studio Mappa's doing the entire Dark Trinity.
That doesn't sound. Hang on. Yeah, Mappa's doing Hell's Paradise, and yeah, they're doing Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. So they are, yes.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense, you know.
I mean, it makes sense. It fits.
Fits their style. 'Cause Mappa usually does like darker leaning series, so doing the Dark Trinity makes sense.
And who knows when we're getting more Chainsaw Man? Like it barely adapted like a lot.
Like we barely got like the initial arc.
Yep.
Oh, here.
And it wasn't well received.
And it wasn't even like a bad adaptation. It just we didn't get all that many episodes, so who knows when we're getting the rest.
But like it wasn't well received by like the initial audience either. So,
Yeah, but also with the manga sales, I feel like they can still justify it. I don't know. I'm not in the industry, so I can't say for sure, but I feel like
right.
I feel like there's
Okay.
plenty of series that didn't have strong first seasons that still came back.
Yes, Lou.
Like, Hero
Okay.
Radiant keeps getting more anime seasons.
So
and
I've
I'm
read
happy
the
about
first
that.
chapter.
Oh, nice.
So what I'm getting at here is that the guy at the beginning was Foot Soldier D,
Yep.
and they're saying like, okay, we're gonna you're gonna recruit, but from what I'm getting at here, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna recruit myself, but to be not like one of the keepers, but rather like a foot soldier ranger, if that makes sense, from what I'm getting here.
Kinda, yeah. Like basically, he's just infiltrating the enemy. That's the
Okay.
idea. Because he, you saw how you saw what the keepers are like and what they're doing with the foot soldiers. He's just like sick of like living life that way.
Yeah, like because from what I'm getting here, it's like the foot soldiers were gonna win, and then it's like, nope, we're gonna flip the script so that you lose this.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all performative, effectively.
Yeah.
Like the entire war, like just is over, and now it's just like
serialized
performance.
television.
And they go more and more into that as the series goes, like various aspects of the society. And then, yeah, it gets very, very interesting later.
Like, it's definitely one of the better
Yep,
series.
I hope you enjoyed it, and keep going.
Yeah.
It would fit more in with like RPM style universe and the tone of Lightspeed Rescue.
Good at telling stories.
Yeah.
Vash was a terrible brother and a worse
That, helps sell it a bit more.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's I think my current favorite weekly read of what I read anyway.
It's definitely one of my
Especially
favorites.
like with the current arc.
I'm glad it's getting scanlated again because Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I mean, even speaking as someone who uses K manga for like those few series, it's just really dumb. I know I guess comparing paywalls to like all the other paywalls we talked about with Apple and Amazon. Like with K manga, it's also like region locked, like in the strangest way, and also like the
Selective
translations
censorship.
like are not even like all that great. I mean, some are fine, but the idea of look officials are supposed to be that it's like these are better quality than you usually get. And I know that for some series it's controversial, like whether the translations are good, but I think most of like Shonen Jump has like more than justified their price point. While
Right.
Hey Manga has been like, nah, this isn't that much different than a fan's translation.
And that's what's so fucking annoying about it, because you're paying for the service technically.
Yeah.
Through the
Oh, and then
shard.
on top of that, it's not even like subscription based. You're paying like for the individual chapters.
Uh-huh.
It adds up quickly depending on how much you read. I'd say like the only good thing is that like if I still haven't even used the ticket system that much. I might at some point. But you can, I guess, have like a few brief points where you can like read and binge series for a bit, but it's still dumb to do it that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like for me, like the only thing I really read on it anymore is Witch Hat Altair, which
Yeah, I gotta get on that.
like isn't any better of a fucking translation than the scanlation was, which is so annoying to think about, because I'm paying for the stupid shards and tickets and all that shit, right, to get it, and I could be getting the same quality from some random dude that they recruited through Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand like the thought process that went into how they're handling this.
It would almost feel like they thought this was like a trial run. That's what I was thinking, and then they would just open it up regionally. Like that was my optimistic take, but that's seeming to be very wrong.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even seem like I even thought they forgot about the web version for a while until like because like I checked a little bit later because I was having trouble using the mobile version. So I'm like, okay, well maybe the computer version's available now. It's like, oh, okay, it is up now.
Yeah, it was so weird. Cause like
it really should have been there at launch.
Yeah, cause even fucking Shueisha had their shit together, like from the get go. And that's weird to think about. But like they slapped their dick on the table with that like shoujo subscription service too, like right there from the beginning. Like, we know you're launching this, Kodansha, so we're gonna get a little bit head up on you. And they launched the better fucking thing.
Yep. I don't even, like, I'm not really subscribed to that anymore because I just didn't read enough of the shoujo material. I'll probably resubscribe at some point when I'm, like, in a mood to, like, do a lot of new series to read. But yeah, it was embarrassing.
Like, for me, like, I got it to read all of Nana initially. Right now I'm reading through Yono the Dawn. Which is...
Yeah, like, that's one of those series that I was originally had the subscription for. Because the manga, or sorry, the anime, I like kind of dropped after a couple episodes. And I thought maybe it'll be better with the manga. Because I've heard like so many good things about the series that I really want to give it a real solid try. Even though I did, but maybe a second try. Because it wasn't even that bad. I just wasn't as invested, like 6 episodes in. And I thought that's a good number of episodes to be like, I should either be really excited or at least like somewhat looking forward to the episodes.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah, I'll keep going.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, you know, if
But yeah, how are you liking Yona right now? Is it your first time reading, or is it
my
just
first
like
time reading it because it's been recommended so much? It's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest fucking thing like a lot of people treat it, but I'm going to give it like, because I have the app, so I'll just read what's there. But I'm not really super invested in anything in it yet, which may change.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Because I think I liked the characters and stuff, and the world was decent. The conflict was actually, I think, my most interesting part. But the story-wise and the protagonist, I was not like super into. But I guess that's kind of the point. It's supposed to get better later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Yona of the Dawn.
Yona of the Dawn.
Oh, Yona of the Dawn. I actually remember, like, that was one of the first manga I ever picked up when I was in junior high.
Really? That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I am.
Though I was more so confused about what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm also using it to like keep weekly with or you know up with Freyrin and Call the Night since it's ending as well. But like I don't know, it's just an interesting concept. That's the only reason I'm. Apparently Flame of Recca got added to it, which is a series I remember from when I was younger. I might reread that because it's been since I was in fucking middle school since I read that.
Wait, didn't the author? Yeah, crap. I remember, like, I think Tekken was making a video about it, and he was talking about a series written by the guy who made Flame of Recca.
I think that author did something. Let me Google that.
Flame of Recca.
Oh, that's
Nobuyuki Anzai. What have you been up to?
he did.
Oh, it was Mare.
Yeah, that was another one I watched. Oh, I was a kid because it was anime on Toonami.
And he's currently doing
Urara no Seke. Yeah, I can't. Last word.
Arizugawa.
Volume 7. Arsugawa in the beautiful in English.
I'll be right back.
Okay. It's not simultaneous. Yeah, that's
I wonder if I can find that Tekken video.
You have a really good memory for like fucking. Alright. Let's go back to the simulated universe to see if I can tackle that now that I've leveled up that much. And then that'll be where we can end the stream because it's been 3 hours. I feel like that's a good amount of time. Let's see. Mission.
Found it!
See what I mean?
I had to look up specifically Tekken 101 Mare. He made that video about Mare for a charity drive to help the Children's Tumor Foundation.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Navigation, there we go.
But yeah, I don't know if the chat knows this, but little fun story. I actually met Tekken 101 at my local anime convention.
That's awesome. He met Mega 64 and did a podcast with them as well recently that I need to listen to.
Oh, sweet.
Same with Eye Patch Wolf. So those were like interesting crossovers, considering like Eric Bador, who like left Mega 64, is like really not a weeb, but he appeared in that episode as well. So
Oh my god, from water. I thought he was drunk.
Might actually knock out both of these level 2s here to get like right at the get progress just a little bit, because we're almost to level 23 finally.
Man, I just really didn't like going through Herta's stuff. It was just so boring.
It really is. Like, it is definitely my least favorite part of this. But like I can deal with it a little bit. Fuck. Kind of vibe with that beat.
Oh, would you look at that? A fucking YouTube analysis of Tekken 101.
What the fuck? How do you analyze a human being? You know what? Pathology's a thing. Never mind.
Well, more so his career.
That's pretty cool. Oh.
Yeah, Tekken 101. One Piece's most respected but misunderstood YouTuber.
That's a really good clickbaity title.
My tempo.
And like Herta stuff, like I feel like is mainly made for people who are like really wanting to try out a lot of characters and see what they vibe with the most too. This is like the first time I've really used Welt. Outside of like occasional grinding for certain items.
Turn up the volume.
That's the only reason he's as high a level as he is.
Ready to lose yourself? Fight it or
I'll throw his
ride.
ass in the Calyx occasionally. Really good at control. How? You got like 1 HP. Die. That's annoying.
Oh yeah, so in the most recent Cat Icarus video, Caddy had a sponsor for Honkai Star Rail where he proceeded to lay an egg, have it initially be filled with nothing but blood, but then the talking kite with the face, fingers, and shoes spots comes out.
Oh my fucking Christ. I'm more confused than anything.
I'm back, and what did I just walk into?
Caddy's sponsor bit. I haven't watched his latest video. I'm going to need to watch it just for the ad at this point. We can watch that after this bit of fucking grinding here, cause what the fuck did I just hear? I'll go to occurrence. Yes. Thank you, Otters. Like the third most covered song on the planet.
Euclidean for my tastes.
You know nothing of the weight behind this. Witness the stars.
And this is why we keep
survive or be destroyed. There is no.
Wait, what?
This is why we keep this boy around. Control. Thank you for lifting this one up to where I can deal a lot of damage to him. Bounce.
I won't go easy on you.
Boom.
Hi, Harley.
Another bounce.
Damn it, Harley. Where did you become? Where did you go to get so cute? You were adorable.
Then we'll do some more damage and get some crits on there. One of them snuck away, unfortunately.
Oh, gee,
Got it.
thanks for being my elbow rest, Harley.
If I trusted my cats enough, that would basically be what they are right now.
Well, Harley here has ulterior motives. He wants my food.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that Hades won't eat human food because it's so handy, but Shion will rip the food right out of my damn plate.
I've had times where Harley would jump up on the counter and just take food.
I have a
Like
feeling
dog.
that achievement there, they probably got sued over, but I love its name. Who moved my Pokeball? Yeah, last night, like, I was just eating in the living room. I was, talking with my parents. And for the first time ever, Hades actually got up on my lap and was, like, trying to pull my plate away from me. Try and get attention. I'm like, no, I'd like to eat. And he just mopingly just got down. Like, no, fuck you. Pay attention to me. Ow. That sucks. I lost 20% of my... And I gotta fight the elite here.
These targets will make for good practice.
Oh, that really sucks.
Here to crash the party?
Feel some, like, extra shock. Defense, my boy.
Stay right there while I give you a present.
You can still walk away.
Okay, bounce.
I won't go easy on you.
Sounds like more business knocking.
Actually, while he's suspended. March 7th is gonna die.
Try that again. Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome
Unless I can
move.
freeze these fuckers, I'm probably gonna have March 7th die here.
I just had an idea.
You can't run.
Pretty good crowd today. Turn up the volume.
Okay. Go.
Stand down.
There we go. You gotta knock that big boy down real quick.
My tempo.
We're gonna try and save these ults though for the next big guy, if at all possible.
Calm your body and mind.
Come on. Ouch. Ow.
You know, Marshall, you seem like a douche, but you seem like a decent dad.
Now we're gonna have to do some things.
Fight it or rock with it. My music.
It's unfortunate I'm having to use these.
You know nothing of the weight behind this. Witness the stars shatter before you.
I really didn't want to use them, but it's the only way I'm making it out of this battle right now.
What are you waiting for?
I don't even know if it's going to get me out of this battle.
King. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Stand down.
We're just having fun.
Oh, fuck no.
Song's just for you. Keep up. My tempo.
I told you
Okay.
I could fight.
Shield on my boy.
Right there while I give you a present.
Leave the rest to me.
Sounds like more business.
Oh shit.
Try that again.
Not who I thought would die. Died. Okay.
Check out this awesome move. My turn. Watch this. You have the worst luck.
Stand down.
We're just having
Okay. Fine to.
Why am I getting an ad for Joel Osteen?
You're between the ages of 18 and 27, probably.
What's that?
Because you're between a certain age group. Like, a lot of those are just based on your age.
Yeah, no thank you. This guy doesn't like gay people, so no thanks.
Yeah. That's my reaction to a lot of them.
Ooh, mysterious floating orb. I want one. Give me it, Weird Al Yankovic. Oh, an egg for... I swear to God, I'm like a fucking dog with how I... Like, oh, look at that.
We'll enhance that. That. Gotta swap you out, unfortunately.
Also, hi Harley. Also, why are these recent One Piece chapters so insistent on making me cry? Why are you gonna do this to my boy Kuma?
Because it's a great big teddy bear.
He's just gotta pay. Because he Teddy.
I could fight. Watch this.
So, the question is, like... Luke.
Come on.
Comparing him to other tragic backstories, how do you think his backstory stacks up?
I would say it's a koala level backstory, but not quite Brook level backstory.
How about either Robin or Law? How would they compare to Kuma?
I'd say they're more tragic.
That's just
Because with Robin, she had virtually no one. The same thing with Law.
I mean, Law had Corazon, and Robin had Saul.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
when
but
Kuma-
no. But I'm talking about after Saul, where she was basically on the run for her entire life.
You can still walk away.
goodbye. No?
Leave the rest.
Okay.
Stand down.
He's just, you don't want to die. Thank you. God damn. Sure.
Sampo Koski always takes care of his friends. Try this
Okay.
on for size.
Another bounce.
We're just having fun.
You. And you. And that should be enough. There we go. We're gonna go with that one.
All right.
We're gonna go through occurrence and see if I can revive a character, maybe. I don't want to fight right before Nali.
I don't know. This one looks kinda tough.
Three.
Oh, great. Another walk in the park.
You know nothing of the weight behind this power. Witness the stars shatter before you. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
With me out here, how can we lose?
That.
I won't go easy on you.
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move.
Okay. Might still make it out of here in one piece.
All things in this world have their yet stratagems, constellations, or human
Because I'm
creations.
curious if this will actually work.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Okay.
With all my power,
Target
fly
that.
the future.
You can still walk away. Calm your body and mind. Seems you need to
Fudge.
Oh, yeah. Thank
Sounds like
you.
more business.
Trying to figure out how to transform this guy.
That's the surprise butt side.
Oh, hey, Narbor.
What the fuck? Isn't it late for you?
It's only like 12 after 12 a.m. It's like, guys,
Or-
it's just Tuesday. It's just Tuesday.
behind this power. Witness the
Oh yeah. Hey, Narbor.
That's me.
Survive or be destroyed.
Question. What is your opinion on Kuma's backstory so far?
I don't care for Kuma, so I'm kinda bored. I find it boring because of it, but I know my friend really enjoys it.
Oh yeah, my partner got into One Piece.
I'm proud of her, as she should. One Piece is a great series.
What the hell?
Some people would say it's the best in Shonen Jump. I would disagree.
Well, we all know what you think is the best series in Shonen Jump.
I know, that's why I won't need to mention it.
What are you waiting for?
Well, okay. May not be the best, but it's probably my favorite.
It's the second best. It's the second best.
Oh, I wonder what the best is.
Of course.
I mean, that's obvious. It's Toriko. I'm joking.
It's Earthchild by far. Alright, not by far.
Oh, come on. It's obviously Build King.
Me and
It's gotta be Samurai 8.
It's gotta be Kagurabachi. I mean, it already got an anime with just one chapter out. How did it even manage to achieve that? I don't know, but I love it.
Come on.
Okay.
My boy's gotta get a shield back. Or he's not making
mean,
out.
Boy needs to die.
I want to look at the head. Give me the head. Where's the head?
You can do it. You can do it. And your arrow! The bunnies will pierce the heart!
It's like way tucked in.
So
I just gotta fuck it.
So hard.
Fuck it in.
Am I
I think that's the best I'm gonna get.
Watching this live stream and thinking the animations that look kind of boring and uninspired.
I mean, not the greatest animation.
I mean, they don't look bad, but they look uninspired and basic.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Are you talking about Honkai Star Rail or Ruby?
Sorry. I mean, both. Nah. Ruby looks even bad. But Honkai Star Rail, they look kind of. They don't look bad, but they look kind of boring.
They're kind of like generic RPG.
Yeah.
Like my kind of cocaine, anyway.
I like the designs, but it's definitely like super animated.
Yeah, it's also pretty basic.
But I'm a sucker for those kind of designs, so I'm not complaining.
I know. I want something new out of them. I want to enjoy.
I mean, I think the thing is though, when people say, you know, they want something, it's like they probably exist. Like, there's all kinds of games out there.
Yeah.
It's just that like what's popular is popular. That's just how it is.
True. And most likely most of the assets were free to get somewhere, so they could save money on that. I mean, that was a pretty funny animation. I like that ulti. The one with the object box.
Sampo is like a fun character. Also like a very trash human being, but you know, it's just
I mean,
how
I'm
it
also
is.
a trash human being, but fun. I hope I'm fun.
On, just go down.
Vex, maybe you should roll for more 5 stars so that you can go down.
This is basically an all 5-star team.
Yeah, this is always fun. Like, that's the other thing, like, the weakness system's cool, but, like, if you aren't, like, actually using units that are, like, properly elementally bound, then you just do, like, nothing in terms of damage. And it's dumb.
I think
Like, in Nikkei, for example, the elements, like, there are some kind of, like, weakness and strength, but it's, like, so minor that usually you don't bother with it until you're, like, higher level, and then, like, it makes enough of a difference that you care. But in Honkai, like, you need to, like, get enough good units with the proper elements and have them properly maxed out. I mean, again, it works for the gacha system, but it also is just very annoying.
It really
I
is.
really liked how Shin Megami Tensei handled the weakness system.
Well, Shin Megami Tensei is like a cool battle system.
Yes.
A friend, my best friend, keeps trying to get me into that series because of it, and I will say it's good, but I also just suck at video games, so it's hard to get into a series that's designed to be like
Brutal.
actually hard, and to be good, you got to know what you're doing.
I really like Shin Megami Tensei, and it's the only like turn-based RPG that I can still play without like being bored to hell.
I think that's fair, just because there's like a lot more involved with that. But
yeah,
I mean, I enjoy turn-based in general.
Yeah, like Pokemon only makes fun if you play competitively. Like the normal playthrough is just way too brain dead and boring as fuck.
I mean, it's literally
Especially
made
since
for
the
children,
games are
my
not
guy.
good.
Like, Pokemon's literally
Pokemon's
just
like
made for
fucking
children.
made for children, so
Yes. So it's designed to be simple, yes, I know. I'm just not the demographic of it anymore.
I mean, neither am I, but I still fucking love Pokemon.
Yeah, but I fucking hate them.
I need games to be hardcore in order to.
You love everything. You hate everything, Ann Arbor.
There are things that I like. I like Digimon World Next Order.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
And
Digimon's great.
what else?
And what do you want me to hear? Dark Souls, Bloodborne.
Liza P, which is getting a DLC and a sequel.
Yes, Elden Ring, which is getting a DLC.
And probably a sequel.
Spider-Man?
No.
Too casual for him.
Exactly.
Oh,
I've-
it's like an elitist prick.
I bought Monster Hunter World today.
Oh,
You'll
nice.
enjoy it.
I couldn't get super into Monster Hunter myself, but
this
like
will be
I
my
own
first
them.
Monster Hunter.
Okay.
So I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy it or not.
Yeah, I think it's like if you can get into the gameplay loop, it'll be good. But I don't know, it just didn't work for me. I don't think it's bad. I think it just wasn't me. But I will give it another try because like I played like some of the 3DS ones before I tried World. Like I own World, but I haven't played it yet.
But I tried the 3DS game. I didn't understand it and just threw it away.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same. They did not do a good job explaining.
No, but 3DS games were shit. I really hope Monster Hunter World will try to explain it and maybe be fun.
Yeah, same. I did the same thing, but I haven't tried it yet.
I mean, I remember when it came out, it was like a really big streaming game.
Yep. Still has a streaming fan base as well.
Yes. The Monster Hunter World player base is just increasing currently. Because everybody's
Yeah,
going
I
from
think there
Rise
was like
back
a
to it.
DLC or something for.
No,
whatever.
it's just that the newer Monster Hunter combat system is, from what I hear, not as good as World, so everybody's coming back right now.
All right, so gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these legs.
You know, one thing I guess I do appreciate with like Twitch is that an ad's playing for me right now, but I'm still able to watch the stream. Like
Yeah.
YouTube ads are just like annoying.
Absolutely.
Premium. I mean, what I find funny with Twitch is if you have like picture-in-picture mode from Opera or Opera GX, you can still hear the sound and just mute the ad in the background, and it will be as if there wouldn't be an ad.
I'll try them. I've been using some other workarounds myself.
I'm just not a big fan of adblock.
What's funny is like you put all these blocks in for like their ads, and everyone's like, "Cool, now we need to figure out a way to beat them." Because no one's like, "Oh, we got to support Google, man. They don't have enough money to run the internet."
Yeah.
Hey, ooh. An idea just came into my head.
You're making the next Google?
No. I'm not that smart.
Alright.
But,
I'm too lazy to make DuckDuckGo too.
So, you know how, we named the last episode of the Prague Grand Prix GX era GX, more like G-Nex.
Yes.
I think we should do that with the end of the 5Ds era.
Okay.
5Ds or 5Ds nuts?
Yeah, 5Ds? 5 of D's nuts!
Why not?
Well, we'll probably get demonetized for it, but...
Who cares at this point?
At this point, I'm starting every episode with fucking drugs. And cursing every 2 seconds.
Also, I want to say while I was off stream for a bit, I was watching Shy because I forgot that's Mondays. So I had to watch the new episode. It's been good. Like, I think it's probably the most underrated thing I'm watching this season.
It's definitely... I'm shocked it's so underrated. Because it fits a lot of people's bubble, too, you know? So, I figured it'd be a lot better.
I mean, yeah, because, like, basically this season you got, like, some really popular sapphic anime, as, of course, superheroes are still, like, always popular. So, it has, like, basically most of the things people would want. But, you know, I guess there's too much things to watch that something had to slip between the cracks, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm watching a lot more niche things than Shy, but at the same time, like, this is one I was expecting more people to be watching. Like, not at the level of, like, Freerin or, like, JJK or even Dr. Stone, frankly, but maybe, like, not too far behind. Well, no, even Goblin Slayer and Shield Hero are pretty big.
I still need to read Freerun, but I'm too lazy.
Maybe on Dead Unluck levels, though, because, I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are hyped about that, but at the same time, it's still a Shonen Jump series that's, like, not selling, like, amazingly. So I think that would have been a good comparison. Because in terms of, like, length, it's it hit the same milestones as Your Sakura in terms of length.
Really?
So yeah, it got its chapter 200 not too long ago.
Damn, I didn't even realize that. I'm way behind then.
I've dropped it after like chapter 8.
Wait, behind on Yozakura?
No, I'm Shy.
Oh, you're reading the manga. Okay. Okay, I haven't restarted the manga yet. I want to wait for the anime, but I'll probably pick it up honestly after because it's just like really good.
It really is.
Like I was telling Luke earlier, like with because we were talking about like what series like I would read a manga after because he was thinking about doing 100 Girlfriends for his channel. I was saying it's like for me like I would need a series that like where I'm really invested in the characters or very much need to know where the story's going, or the mysteries and stuff in like a non-combat. And like Shy has basically almost everything I would need. So definitely gonna read them. Plus, I think it just kind of fits. With Shy being so underlooked, I'm kind of a little nervous for Yozakura coming out because it's about the same age.
Yeah.
It's also very unknown by the larger manga community. But hopefully, hopefully it's a Shonen Jump series will get its boost, like on Dead Unluck. Not selling like barely anything for a series that old, and yet it's like super popular this season. So yeah.
Like I've pictured that coming anyway, because the controversy for like the first chapter really fed a lot of it. God damn it, I'm not making it out.
Well, to be fair, I didn't see much of the controversy from people about the first episode. But on Dead Unluck.
Me neither.
I think anime is
like it wasn't like Shield Hero levels or Goblin Slayer levels, which are also this season.
Goblin Slayer is a great series.
Yeah, it is. My friends do not like that series, and I'm like, well, that's disappointing.
That's
it makes
I love it.
With the subject matter, especially like right at the beginning, it was really like triggering for people, so I kind of get it, but
I mean, I think for them it wasn't even that. They just kind of found it like more stale as it goes on. I can kind of see if you're not like super into like fantasy and dark fantasy not being your thing, but
I find it a little funny because it's just D&D. So it's funny to see. I followed it with a manga for a long ass time.
but yeah, it's like a lot of good stuff this season. Maybe talking about the anime we enjoyed from the season at some point would be a good idea for
Of watching anime.
Because it's like, I mean, that's one way to get right to like maybe watch free run and be like, listen, we're just gonna do a big stream with a bunch of shows. Just watch it like one episode or something, and then you're done.
Oh,
That
I've
might
read
work.
Frieren.
I don't-
I've read the first 5 chapters of Frieren. It's fantastic. Frieren's like the only show I would even be willing to watch from the current season.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I mean, you should definitely watch it then. But then I don't know. I think this season has like some good stuff. I mean,
hate watching anime. I hate watching series. I'm way more familiar.
like you prefer like in manga form, you mean?
Yes, by far.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
You know,
just
I
can't-
get that.
I can't concentrate on series or movies.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I know other people who feel like the exact opposite. They like the moving pictures, keeps them engaged.
I just look at things and say this animation was terrible, this cut was terrible, oh my god, this drawing is terrible, why the fuck is there a still frame, and I just hate everything.
Okay, maybe I can drag this back.
I think the other thing with HSR, speaking to it, we're actually streaming, like the battles just weren't that fun for me after a while. Because like these enemies, like I only know where you are in the story because you told me. But looking at the enemies, it's like I fought these things like so early game and so many times. This could be just like anywhere.
It really could.
And that is just, I don't know, that just, I know RPGs have like monsters you fight all the time, but
Like your slime.
I
your
got sick
kobold,
of them so fast.
You know, you got your traditional
Like your
shit.
goblins.
Yeah, exactly. But like these, like they're creative for fights, but they got old like real quick for me.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, maybe some more enemy variety might have kept me in a
Yeah.
little more. It's like the battles just really came down to like get the proper units that you need,
Exactly.
and then
And that's where I'm apparently at this point, is like needing to maybe level up some light cones and grind a little bit more out. That
And
regard,
spending
but-
money.
yeah. I mean that's standard RPG fare. Like you just don't have enough power. You need to get a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm over leveled
Yeah,
for the
but-
simulation, but like not the best. Because there's no way in hell she's gonna pull this battle off by herself.
And your units are already like maxed out otherwise, I think, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We could just click the auto battle and let it, you know.
I think that game is also the cloud really confirms that it has terrible gameplay and doesn't want to
Yeah, I
like
don't
it.
think you're gonna win this.
No. Unless this, you know, does some sort of godly damage now. Yeah. And I'm dead.
Feels bad.
Like the only character, well, even I leveled even up.
Okay, so like what level are you? Because it says apparently 37.
Yeah, the only one that's literally below that right now is March 7th.
Okay, see, that's dumb because at that level you should be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, this game is dumb.
It's a bad game.
And again, I think Nikkei also has those things where it's like we recommend you be at this power, and it's like okay, but without the proper units, you're kind of screwed.
Exactly.
But I feel like, I mean, I guess it doesn't bother me as much just because at this point I have most of the good units. Not all of them. Like I'm missing a few crucial ones that do kind of mess with certain things where it's like, okay, what units do I need to beat this challenge? Oh, okay, a bunch of ones I don't have right now. That's great. Actually, I'm trying to remember. In HSR, do they have like when you enter the battle, they don't have like any way to like recommend like which ones to bring in, right? They just have like
recommended types.
which
basically.
elements are good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm dying over here.
Yeah, one thing I do like in Nikkei and like Reverse 1999 is actually just be like, okay, other players use these teams. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool, I'll just use that team. And I feel like that would be good in HSR, especially just because like there's a good amount of variety in the units.
Yeah, for sure.
So like being like these are the units that people use to play or to beat certain things. I think that would be good.
It would be nice to have things like that in there. Yeah, I got your light cone fully
So
leveled
guys,
up.
I will be off. It's late. I'm dead. I'm sick. Bye.
Alright, see you.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah, you ever just see a video that you'd never expect to go as hard as it does, but like, my god, does it go hard?
Occasionally, yeah.
Like a YouTube video?
Yeah, or like anything really that you don't expect it to go hard, but like when it does, you're like, hoo-wee!
Right, sure.
Because I had that happen to me today. Because as the audience might know, I am a big fan of the web series Death Battle, and as Yins know and probably want me to shut up about, but I never expected Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog to go off so hard.
It's crazy. Like, you've been talking about that for a while now. I'm very happy that battle did really good for you.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. Death Battle is somehow retaining its popularity after all this time. Like I kind of just it kind of kept hard to keep track of like where Death Battle even was for a good while, so that's how I fell off it. And then like eventually, like when it came back, there were just some fights I just didn't really care about, so that's kind of why I wasn't watching. But I'm glad that even the silly ones are doing very well. Because I always thought that it's like if they like Death Battle as a concept was always like a cool thing, but it also just like depends on like how like where you can find it and like which characters are doing it. That yeah, Scooby Doo, Courage, Cowardly Dog. That's surprising that worked out well, but that's good too.
Yeah, but like I think like goofy matchups can work, and like this isn't the only example of a goofy match working. Like,
yeah, like Popeye versus Saitama. One of the best ones.
Yeah, and that's like my favorite so far my favorite episode of all time. Also, I got it! I got it!
Yay, he got it. He got the thing.
Yep, I finally transformed the Transformers masterpiece MP29 Shockwave.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's a gift I got from my friend Evelyn.
Oh,
there we go. So,
she gifted this to me when we got together to watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Okay. I think you did mention something about Transformers there, but kind of lost track of that.
There's that.
Yep.
Maybe.
He gifted me a masterpiece figure, which is like a premium figure.
There are so many levels of that. It's almost on like Gundam.
Yeah, my friend was like asking me earlier. It's like, oh hey, I found a Nendroid. Do you want me to like get this for you the holidays? I'm like, I don't really collect Nendroids, my guy. But thanks, I guess.
Yeah, I managed to scoop up the triple pack Funko Pop, which was one of the last few Arts Funkos I was missing. $50, which more money than I should have spent at con. I'm like, I've not seen this under
Funko
like
Pops are crazy.
Like it's usually around like a $200 Funko Pop. I'm like, I don't care if it's counterfeit. I can just go in my collection, you know.
know how
have
Funko Pops are like that much money. They don't even look like that amazing to me.
They really don't. I don't collect a lot of Funko Pops anymore. I just collect certain series. And because I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, like that one makes sense. I collect the Fire Force ones and the Soul Eater ones when series I actually enjoy. I used to collect a lot of stuff like I was even minorly interested in, like fucking Overwatch, for example. I played Overwatch a lot. But like I didn't really care that much about Overwatch either. So it didn't really make sense to
Keep
have a bunch of
collecting.
them. Yeah, so I sold all of that shit.
Yeah. I mean, again, speaking to what you're doing right now, I think also leveling all the equipment was quite a bit of a hassle too.
Yeah,
I guess in
honestly.
RPGs, like you have like helmets and gloves and all that, but usually I don't have to worry about like when it comes to upgrading. It's just like go to a blacksmith and make the item better, not
Right.
collect raw material for each thing and then upgrade them and then replace those things.
Yeah, honestly.
So much material gathering in this. But I guess the good news is like you said, this isn't a game where you really have to think all that much. You just got to put your numbers a bit higher each time. Then eventually you should hopefully win.
Which is what I'm doing is I'm maxing out all of March 7th stuff right now. To kind of
Yeah, March is pretty adorable. I do like how like your starter units are like also very viable.
Yeah.
Because like in other gachas I've played, like that's not always true. Like
They
in case,
usually
like, the
suck.
starter units are kind of garbage pretty quick.
Like your starting character, that's your player character, is usually dog. I'm just like fucking hell.
Mhm.
But your starter character in this is at least like one of the better, characters I've had in a gacha game.
Yeah.
Where are you? Well, there you are.
I think another game or another gacha that did that decently well was Path to Nowhere. Because while your starter units are not like the best, they're still like more than decent enough. You can kind of keep going with them, but it's also more of a tactics based game. So like it's also depends on actual skill to do it, and that's kind of why I ended up stop playing because it's like I can't do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Which sucked because like story wise and like aesthetic wise, that was like probably like the perfect fit for me. But, just wasn't meant to.
Like I'm not big into like Fire Emblem for the same reason. Like my brain is not very tactical.
Weirdly enough, Fire Emblem's not too bad for me, but don't know how to explain that. I honestly think it gave me a false sense of confidence that I could play more tactical games. But in reality, I think they just made at least the newer Fire Emblems like easier. If you play the older Fire Emblems, those are like watching other people play them is super cool, but like playing it themselves, it's like, dang, these are brutal.
Right.
So I think they just made the newer ones easier for casuals like myself.
Very much so. Like the gacha game for that, for example, like was the one I played the most. Like Fire Emblem Heroes.
I am. Wait, no, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that one's apparently still doing well. Which I mean, Fire Emblem fandom's very active, so I guess it's not surprising. I guess it just surprised me a little bit though, just because even though it's like a waifu collection game for a fan base that loves its waifus, it's also like tactically like kind of boring. That's why I stopped playing, just because I'm like, this isn't like Fire Emblem. This is barely even Fire Emblem Light.
Yeah. It's really not great in that regard.
Granted, it can still be hard, but it's not hard in like a fun way at times in the later parts.
Like I got to book 2, and then I kind of just fell out of it, because it just got tedious for tedious sake. But like it was fun for a while.
Yeah, I guess it was. And I mean, I guess they tried to do a story, but it wasn't like that compelling a story. I do like the comics they made. Gotchas have like weirdly fun like 4-panel comics.
Oh, for sure. Like Honkai Third Impact, for example. I was reading their like 4-panel comics for a good while when I was playing that, and it's but like I wasn't really far in the game, so I didn't want to like spoil myself, so to speak. So I stopped that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like once I get further in that, like I'll dive back into them. I was really enjoying the way they created that. That's all I can upgrade my maybe that'll give me enough for next stream. Because it's late for a lot of y'all. I kind of like to wind down for the night.
Yeah.
Got an ad to watch and Catacrys's stuff. I used 300,000 credits. That is shocking. Grab all this crap here really quick. Gave me some more material for that later too. I'm Trailblaze level 23. Okay, we got a new mission too.
Yeah, I have like so many side quests I just like left undone, but looks like you do too.
Yeah, I've been trying to slowly go through them.
Again, it's probably the smart way. Like I was trying to clear like everything because that's how I like play RPGs usually. I usually want to clear everything before moving on. Especially because like with some RPGs, like just out of paranoia, they just close off side quests if you go too far into the story. And so I'm like, I better just clear everything like now.
They'll lock you out of certain areas, too, in some RPGs. All the things you can all at once. That's kind of how I've like played a lot of games here recently. Is like based on that, right? But at the same time, like Final Fantasy 16, for example, didn't do that. Like you could travel pretty much anywhere, at least. So like I was just bouncing back and forth between. Really helped a lot.
I guess we should sign off then.
I'm gonna. Which Catacrysm video is this, Tyler?
The something world of viral horror games.
Okay, cool. Gotta change audio. Pause the music. Open up desktop audio so it's not echoey. So.
Those foot joints are tighter than I want them to be.
So I'm guessing this ad is at the beginning, right?
Hello. No, it's after the first. He covers the first game.
I saw in the subtitles there, like incest. Lovely. Here we go. Him and an American.
Yeah, he'll. Yeah, it's before he covers Yume and Nikki.
Okay.
I wonder what's inside.
Okay, we have an egg, blood, and just unhinged.
Oh. It's empty.
Hello, I'm Spots! And the last time I shouted at you with blood all over me, it was when I was birthed by Caddy's stomach while talking about Genshin Impact. Well, the makers of that game are back with a space fantasy RPG called Honkai Star Rail. Honkai is what happens when I look too close inside a vacuum cleaner. And it's also a free-to-play turn-based space adventure where you explore different worlds in a semi-open universe as a trailblazer and search for treasure, solve puzzles, unravel many side stories, and get lost in the luscious animations and music. Along with it being super easy to pick up and play, like a baby. Oh. However, it can get very tactical with everything around you becoming part of the battles, like the environment and character positioning. It's extremely good fun and more than just waiting around for health bars to drop. But don't take my word for it, the game got 80 million downloads in the first 6 months, which is at least more than 9 a day. The game is available now on PS5 with data sync across PC and mobile phones. So jump on in and experience the version 1.4 update where you'll find 2 new maps in the planet Bellabog and witness the comeback of Seal, my favorite Seal. Not to mention, you'll even get 10 free Star Rail special passes for logging into the game for 7 days, which you can then use to try and draw for the 2 new limited time 5-star heroes, Jingliu and Topaz the Fire Huntress with her pet Nummy, which is exactly like my hand after I've slept on it. Use the link in the description below to get the game now and experience all of the unique 20 plus characters on their space quest, and use the redemption codes below to redeem 50 Stellar Jades. Because why just have 1 Stellar Jade when you can have 50? It's cold out here. I want to go back in the egg. Where's my mum chicken? I'm not sure, Spods. Maybe she'll be in Hume Nikki.
Okay. Okay, that's just unhinged as fuck. I think that's a great ending point, too. So, thanks for tuning in.
Today we learned we are not very good at being a React channel.
I'm just stunned. All right.
Because I feel like reaction channels, they tend to be like just too over the top.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck am I watching? But it's Kanikarus. Like, you're always wondering what the fuck you're watching and what drugs this man is taking. So, highly recommend going down his rabbit hole of content, though. It's very fun.